Foods, Gentle Dental, Central Peninsula Hospital, and Steam on Wheels. Coverage of area hockey teams also brought to you by Dan's Automotive, Kenai Peninsula College, White Spruce Trailer Sales, Dam Construction and Roofing, and Ridgeway Dentistry. The 2025-26 high school hockey season also sponsored by Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, Earhart, Elsner and Cooley, Attorneys at Law, Eyewear Express, Solvapa Professional Pharmacy, Odyssey Family Practice, and Morgan Steel Central Welding. The intermission reports for tonight's hockey game are sponsored by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. Hockey coverage is also brought to you by Jumpin' Junction, AK Express, Alaska Bolt and Chain, Genoir Towing and Recovery, Forever, Three Bears Alaska, and 3T Detailing. The Hockey Postgame Show is sponsored by Peninsula Community Health Services with game recaps, interviews, and the player of the game. Now, let's go ringside for today's high school hockey broadcast.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Kenai Multi-Purpose Facility for a hockey matchup between the Palmer Moose and your Kenai Cardinals right here in Kenai. It'll be the first conference game of the season for the Cardinals. The Moose coming in with a 2-game conference win streak after picking up a couple wins over Juneau Douglas down in the Panhandle a couple weeks ago. But the Cardinals looking to get a little revenge tonight against a Palmer team that kind of stole their hearts on the opening night of Kenai Cardinal hockey. That was a 4-3 win for the Moose after the Cardinals battled their way back from a 3-0 deficit. We'll talk about that and more during the Sweeney's pregame show. I'm Nick Sorrell. That's Tucker Blau. And we have Race Lee back in our K-Beach studio. And for those of you watching on Peninsula Live, Keith Crawford is our broadcast producer and camera operator. Before we head to the Sweeney's pregame show, do me a favor, hop on the phone, send out a message, make a phone call, and make a social media post. Let your friends, your family, and your neighbors know that the Kenai Cardinals are taking on the Palmer Moose tonight in Kenai. We'll be right back with the Sweeney's pregame show on ESPN 1140 AM, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
The working man's dog. We got what you're looking for.
It's getting chilly out there, and Sweeney's Clothing has you covered. Right now, hats, socks, and gloves are 20% off just in time for the season. Clearance footwear for the whole family is 40 to 50% off. That's huge savings on boots, shoes, and more. Need something new? All regular footwear is 15% off too. Sweeney's Clothing in Sylvania, your workwear and outerwear headquarters for the whole family.
What you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this. Hi, this is Christy Babcock, your local State Farm agent, still in Kenai, and now also at the Soldotna Y.
Do you own a business or have a commercial lot that needs winter maintenance services like snow plowing, snow removal, sanding, or salting? Steam on Wheels is the company to call for all your commercial winter maintenance needs. Steam on Wheels provides 24-hour-a-day, 7 days a week winter monitoring of your site to ensure your site is safe and maintained when you need it. If you have a commercial property that you need winter maintenance services done, call Steam on Wheels at 907-262-3240.
Welcome back. It is the Sweeney's pregame show. I'm Nick Sorrell alongside Tucker Blau. Well, the Cardinals coming in tonight with a record of 2-7-1 on the season. The Moose with a 2-0 conference record, and the Moose riding a little bit of a high as they come into this one tonight. Their record sitting at, Tucker, you're going to have to tell me that one. I don't have it on top of me right now.
Palmer's 8-2.
8-2 on the season. So after a substantial loss of seniors last year, the Moose have retooled very well, and they look like the dominant team right now in Division II. However, this is not the first time these two teams have played this season. They faced each other on night one of the 2025-26 hockey season, and that was when the Moose were in control the entire game. And they took a 3-0 lead into the third period, and then the Cardinals rallied. They found their spark, they got goals from several players. Bridger Begich scoring the game-tying goal with just over a minute to play, and then it was 4-on-4 at the time, and the Moose scoring a goal with about 18 seconds left in the game, and final score on that one, 4-3. So a bitter taste for the Cardinals coming out of that game, but here tonight on their home ice, looking to get a little bit of retribution against this Palmer squad. Last night we had hockey over at the Soldotna Regional Sports Complex, where the sister team here on the Central Peninsula, the Soldotna Stars, were taking on the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears. And that one, Tucker was there with me. It was a close game and not a real clean game.
No, it was well played defensively, maybe, especially by the goalkeeping, but a lot of sloppy passing by both sides, but especially Sohai. They're playing again tonight. Same score, 1-0. I believe it's in the second period. But yeah.
Yeah, Soldotna, their first conference game of the season, turning into a loss against Juneau Douglas, trying to avoid making it 2 straight tonight, but as Tucker said, trailing 1-0 against the Crimson Bears. Now the Crimson Bears will flip the script. They'll head over here to Kenai starting tomorrow, where they will have back-to-back games against the Cardinals. First game is 7 o'clock tomorrow night here at the at the Kenai Multipurpose Facility. And then on Saturday, they play the Crimson Bears at noon, again right here in Kenai. And those are all conference games. So the Cardinals, after a 2-7-1 start to the season with, not a lot to smile about, except for a couple good wins. But, all of that goes out the window now as conference play starts. And we'll talk about conference play, how the RPI seeding works heading into state hockey in February, and more when we continue the Sweeney's pregame show when we come back. Tucker's going to have those Northern Lights Conference standings and the RPI standings for you. You're listening to high school hockey in the Sweeney's pregame show on ESPN Radio and watching on Peninsula Live.
Upstairs at Beeman, stocking with Steve. Steve, you guys have lots of great sweets in the stock. Ain't that right?
So I'll bring it back.
We've got Andy D's caramels. We have sweet chopped truffles or Russell Stover candies. Or you can make your own. Have candy flavoring and oils, icing colors, sprinkles, cookie cutters, baking cups, float pans, boxes and bags to put your treats in, and pucker sticks and candy wrappers to boot.
Pick up some delicious treats or make your own here at Beeman on the Kenai Spur Highway in Soldotna.
It's store-wide savings this week at IGA Country Foods. Pick up USDA T-bone steaks for just $6.99 a pound and USDA Choice Top Sirloin Steak for only $5.99 a pound. Fresh pork sirloin roast, just $1.99 a pound. And Alaska-grown potatoes, 5-pound bags, only $3.99. Grab Doritos or Lay's chips, 2 for $4. And crisp apples for $1.29 a pound. Juicy oranges, sweet pears, and organic-grown veggies starting at just $2.89 each. Plus, Alaska-grown carrots, 5-pound bags, only $4.99 at IGA Country Foods. Winter in Alaska, where hockey pucks fly faster than your truck warms up. If one of those pucks, or maybe an icy driveway, takes out a tooth, don't worry. Gentle Dental in Soldotna can handle it. From chips and cracks to cleanings and crowns, they'll keep your smile in the game. They're local, friendly, and accepting new patients now. So skate on in or call 907-262-8834. Gentle Dental, keeping Alaskan smiles shining no matter how hard winter hits.
Welcome back to the Sweeney's pregame show. Nick Sorrell and Tucker Blau. Well, we have conference play, as we said, is getting underway here this week on the Kenai Peninsula. A couple teams had already gotten some conference games underway. Kodiak, Homer, the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears, and Palmer had all played some conference games, but everybody else still hadn't gotten into their conference schedules yet. And now here we are. The rest of the season will be conference play. So with conference play, here's how it works. There's no conference tournament in hockey. When the regular season ends, the conference standings are what they are, and who gets into state is dependent on those conference standings and then also some at-large bids. So the top 3 teams from the Aurora Conference in Division II, as well as the Northern Lights Conference, they both get in. They're automatic into state. Top 3 from each conference, they go to state. Then you have 2 spots left to fill, and those go to at-large bids. So the top 3 teams from each conference, regardless of their overall record, it's dependent on their conference record. So that's why these games become very critical. Because even for a team like Kenai, who comes into this game with a 2-7-1 record, you win tonight and you have a 1-0 conference record, that bumps you way up to the top of the conference standings, which gives you a great outlook as conference play continues. Now, RPI is a system that will determine the seeding in the state tournament as well as those 2 at-large bids. RPI measures your winning percentage. It combines your winning percentage with your opponent's winning percentage, and then it combines that with your opponent's winning percentage. And ultimately, I feel like it's a very fair way to adjudicate disparities where teams may have the same record or things like that, because it can tell you, all right, you have a good record and your opponents have a good record, but your opponents didn't play anybody that was good. They played trash all season, so it makes sense that they had a good record. Or conversely, you have an okay record, but all of your opponents have good records and they played very good opponents all season long. So that's kind of how that works out. So right now, Tucker, go ahead and give us the RPI standings for Division II.
Yeah, so Palmer, like you were saying, is looking really good. They are second only to North Pole, who's undefeated. Palmer with a record of 8-2. And Kenai is just on the edge. They're at ninth place. You said top 8 go to state, pretty much, basically.
Right.
And they're 2-7-1, but like you said, they haven't played a conference game yet. So depending on what happens tonight, they could shoot up the standings real fast.
And a lot can change as well, where you might have a team that is sitting 9th in the RPI that actually gets into state because, like, again, if you take Kenai, for example, they come into this game, they have a 2-7-1 record. Let's say they do well during conference play. Well, the RPI will still factor in that 2-7-1 record where they're at right now. So that 2-7-1 is going to hurt them in the RPI. That's why conference play is going to be very important for Kenai going forward. The Stars, on the other side, they're set up a little more nicely going into conference play because they were 7-3 before they lost that game to Juneau Douglas last night. So Kenai has a little bit of an uphill battle, but their fate is largely in their own hands if they can just start picking up wins in conference play, and that begins here tonight against a tough challenge against a tough Palmer team. It's the Sweeney's pregame show. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more, and we'll give you your starting lineups brought to you by Genoir Towing and Recovery. You're listening to high school hockey and watching on Peninsula Live.
Are you looking for a trusted healthcare provider for your whole family? Central Peninsula Family Practice and Pediatrics has you covered. From newborn checkups to senior care and everything in between, our friendly providers deliver person-centered care tailored to your needs. With 2 convenient locations in Kenai and Soldotna, we're here to help you stay healthy at every age and stage of life. Now accepting walk-ins and same-day appointments. Learn more at cpgh.org or call 907-714-4111 today.
Steam on Wheels is now doing winterland clearing projects and septic system installations. If you have a piece of property that needs to be cleared for your future home or for a business opportunity, call Steam on Wheels today. They work all winter long. Land clearing, septic installations and repairs, commercial snow removal, septic camera inspections, and more. 907-262-3240. Why wait till summer? Have it done now and start building. Steam on Wheels does winter land clearing, septic installations, and more. 907-262-3240.
Whoa, was that Santa landing on the roof?
Nope. That's your shock saying Merry Christmas, we're done.
I thought those just made the ride smoother.
They actually do help your tires grip the road. Really important on these icy holiday roads.
Dan's Automotive offers diagnostics for shocks and struts. Located next to Napa in Soldotna. Call 907-420-0416. Dan's Automotive, helping your sleigh stay on the road this winter.
The Sweeney's Clothing pregame show continues with today's starting lineups, brought to you by Genoir Towing and Recovery.
Welcome back to the Sweeney's pregame show. Nick Sorrell here again alongside Tucker Blau. Big thanks to Keith Crawford operating the camera for those of you watching on Peninsula Live, and our broadcast producer on the radio for those of you tuning in on the Kenai Peninsula, as well as around the state, and from what we're told, oftentimes around the country. So to the family members, friends, family, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles that tune in to watch these things for their nephews or grandkids that are playing up in Alaska and you live out of state, we're glad to have you along the broadcast as well. We do our best to bring you the best sports broadcasts in Alaska, and KSRM Radio Group has been awarded every year for the last decade, 2 decades plus, best live play-by-play coverage in sports, and we're very proud of that. We continue to strive to always put on as good a sports broadcast as we can for you. Glad you are able to enjoy us and join those. Join us for those and enjoy them. Time now for your Genoir Towing and Recovery starting lineups. If you need a tow or help recovering a vehicle or heavy equipment, call Genoir Towing and Recovery at 907-394-6068. 907-394-6068 for Genoir Towing and Recovery. We'll give you the visiting team first. The first line for the Palmer Moose tonight is going to be number 4, senior Chase Ringler. Chase coming in with second in the team on the Palmer Moose in goals. He has 10 goals this season. The only player on the squad with more goals than Chase is the junior. That is Conrad Clayton. He has 11. He's not in the starting lineup, but no doubt we will see him on the ice here tonight. Also on the starting lineup in that first line for the Moose, number 21, another senior forward, Levi Goff. And then number 37, a sophomore, a couple sophomores in the starting lineup for the Moose tonight. That's Jonah Engelbrecht. And the defenseman for the for the Moose starting the game tonight, junior number 666, Dominic Maya, and senior number 76, Xander Anderson. Now, Xander, he's a big kid, and he's a big threat to any opposition anytime he's on the ice. Very talented kid. In fact, he is third on the team for the Cardinals as a defenseman in goals scored. He has 5. The starters, in the net tonight for the Palmer Moose is another sophomore. That's number 30, Ryder Lawton. Now, we actually have a little story about Ryder Lawton, but I'm going to tease that, and I'll circle back to it later. It's a good story. So for those of you tuning in from Palmer, it'll put a smile on your face. For the Kenai Cardinals starting lineup, the first line for Kenai tonight, senior number 13, Will Howard, a junior number 16, Ryder Gagnon, a senior number 29, Isaac Potton, and the defenseman on the starting lineup for the Cardinals tonight, number 12, a senior Lily Langham, and senior number 14, Cameron Schwinn. In between the pipes for the Cardinals tonight, senior number 31, Evan Witt. That is your Genoir Towing and Recovery starting lineups. They're announcing the players out on the ice. A couple players that you're going to want to keep your eye on. We mentioned Conrad Clayton and Chase Ringler for the Moose. Watch for Will Howard. And one player that's really impressed me all season long for the Cardinals has been the defenseman Cameron Schwinn. Does a great job acting as a backstop right there on that blue line and keeping the opposition out of his, or keeping the puck in the offensive zone. Also watch out for the freshman forward, Caden Jurdy. Every time we've seen him come out on the ice, he always seems to be a bit of a spark for the Cardinals. Plays with a lot of heart and a lot of life. Is there anybody for you in particular that kind of has stuck out to you as the season has gone on in the games you've called and been a part of with Kenai?
Yeah, I would point out Caden Jurdy as well. He's he's a little kid, so it's easy to overlook him, but he's always in the middle of the action, always causing trouble, so to speak. But yeah.
Plays with a lot of heart, and we'll see what Evan Witt has for us tonight. He's one of the best goalies in the state when he's on, and we'll see if he brings the heat tonight against a very talented Palmer Moose team. We're going to step aside for the national anthem. Thank you for tuning in for the Sweeney's pregame show. When we come back, it's Opening Puck Drop, brought to you by Florever on ESPN Radio and Peninsula Live.
Are you a high school junior or senior who wants program is for you. Thanks to the Kenai Peninsula Borough, students who participate in the Jumpstart program save $161.
And
The Cardinals are the home team tonight. They'll be in their white uniforms with a red and black trim. In the opening period, they'll be skating right to left. The Palmer Moose in their road blue uniforms with a white trim and numbers. They'll be playing left to right. Here comes your opening face-off, brought to you by Floor-Ever, your hometown flooring professionals located off East Poppy on K Beach Road. You can reach them by calling 907-260-9270. The Kenai Cardinals are coached by Steve Hallam, assistant coach Ben Langham. The Palmer Moose coached by Zach Richards. Assistant coaches are Mitchell O'Brien and Jack Burnett. Cardinals sending their starters out onto the ice, as are the Moose. Moose actually still rallied around their goal. Goaltender again tonight is Ryder Lawton. So here's my Ryder Lawton story. For those of you that are in Palmer, hope you're listening. I got to give a shout out to Angelique Lawton. All right, so I'm riding a plane. I'm coming back from Reno a few weeks ago, and the flight attendant, having a long conversation with her, and she says, oh, my son plays hockey, or excuse me, my grandson plays hockey for Palmer. And I said, is it Ryder or Kai? And she looks at me and goes, how do you know that? And I said, well, I broadcast sports. And so we had a long conversation. Opening face-off, here goes to the Moose, moving their way left to right. Jonah Engelbrecht throws a shot that goes up into the netting, and we'll get a face-off right away. So, if you're listening, Angelique, thank you for being a part of our broadcast as well. And we'll cheer on Ryder tonight. We hope he has a good game, but not a really good game. Here come the Cardinals as they pick the puck up in the far corner of their own end. A little battle for it there. Chase Ringler trying to dig it out for the Moose, and the Cardinals sneak away with it. Potton sneaks past a hit, throws a puck up toward the top. Engelbrecht was right there, but Ryder Gagnon able to stab at it and punch it back toward the Palmer end. Picked up back there by Dominic Maya, the junior. Nice pass, and it's kicked ahead by Ringler. Nice quick skate there, but it goes right to the Cardinals, who will play it off the far board and into the offensive zone. Gagnon, a little forecheck, but not enough, as Anderson is able to try and throw one, but Potton blocks it off, and now the Cardinals can really try and tighten the screws down. Puck goes off the far wall. Ringler picks it up. Left to right he goes into the Cardinals zone. Challenged by Cameron Schwinn up against the flat board, throws a pass, rifles one rather through the mid slot, and it'll bounce off the near board and back into the Palmer zone, and they'll wave off icing. 13 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the opening period, no score. First conference game of the season for the Kenai Cardinals, trying to bounce back from a rough start to the season. Here comes Clayton Conrad, leading goal scorer for the Moose. The junior behind his own blue line, crosses center ice and has the puck poked away. Mason Butler with it. Backhands a puck down into the near corner, and he'll follow it up himself on the forecheck. Chops a puck up to the blue line, tapped at there by Ryder Gagnon down low. And Bridger Begich now takes a hit, and Conrad takes the puck away. 13 minutes to play in the opening period. Conrad from his own end controlling the puck across his own blue line. Left to right, weaves inside and out, on the board now into the Cardinals zone. Pushed from behind, hounded by a couple Cardinals. Puck squirts out, goes up to the point for the blue line. There's the shot, wrist shot, and it's in. Parker Popowski, the defenseman, snuck one past Evan Witt, and the Moose take a 1-0 lead. That goal coming at 2 minutes and 11 seconds in the opening period.
He was almost on the blue line, somehow snuck it through all the people and by Evan Witt. I don't know if Evan's vision was a little blocked by all the people between him and the puck there, but somehow it got through.
I think he was probably screened. I believe that the center, I don't know who the center was at the time, was down there in the low slot and doing a nice job of blocking the line of sight for Witt. Face off the goal goes to the Moose. They'll pick it up on the near side. Levi Goff moves it into the offensive zone, but Chase Ringler was about 3 feet offsides. Easy call for the line judge. 12 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the opening period. The Cardinals already trailing by a goal. Face-off will be at neutral ice. On the dot closest to us, where we stand, high up above the rink on a scaffold. Behind the scoring booth. Face-off to the Moose. Riley Swanson in his own end, plays it off the board, taken away by the Cardinals. They'll back it into their end. Lily Langham with it, wraps it around to the near side, where Ryder Gagnon sweeps in, tries to pick it up, but Ringler cuts it off, as does Levi Goff. He has it, tries a centering pass, but swings and misses. Pass up to the left wing, cut off by Isaac Potton, but then it's quickly taken right back by Chase Ringler. Here comes Goff with it, takes the head-manning pass. Ringler sneaks one in, tries to split the wedge on the defense. Nothing there. Puck taken away in the Kenai zone, as Cameron Schwinn will bounce it off a couple players. Ringler with it again. He chips one backhanded down behind the Kenai goal, spinning right there, and it'll be picked up by Brett Goldsby. Goldsby ahead to Begich. Begich trying to squeeze through a few different checks up against that far wall. Moose in their own end will toss it behind their own net. Now Xander Anderson, the big man with a head of steam, moving left to right across the red line, now into the Cardinals zone. Outside the near circle, moves down behind the net, tries to toss one in front, kicked away by Witt. Now back around to the far corner, where Begich will take control of it. And Begich will move it behind his own net. Cut off by Thomas Foster for the Moose. Puck behind the Cardinals net. Noah Hallam to Cooper. Cooper will saucer one all the way down to the other end. It's going to go on net, so no icing. Under 11 minutes to play now. The Cardinals trail the Moose, a 1-0 in the opening period on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard. Cardinals sending fresh skates out on the ice. Here comes Dominic Smith. He'll gather the puck right off the bench, getting some early time on the rink, and he sends one out into neutral ice. Pops up over the stick of Dominic Maya. He'll go to Xander Anderson. Anderson, a nice pass up to Colby Wessel. High slot in the Cardinals zone, and then Caden Jurdy is going to ice it. Perhaps a overzealous move there by Jurdy, because if he'd have just put his skate in the ice and headed south, he would have had a lot of room to work with. Instead, he just tossed that one to the other end. Now we get a face-off to the right of Evan Witt. Will Howard on the draw. Face-off won by the Moose. They throw a shot from the left wing, and it goes wide of the net over to the near side. Ryder Gagnon gets a stick on it. Down on his knees, and he turns around and flutters one down to the other end, and it's going to be icing against the Cardinals again. 10 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the opening period. The Cardinals trail the Palmer Moose 1-0. Face-off will be on the blocker glove side of Evan Witt. Cardinals defending the right third of the rink in the opening period. Clayton Conrad and Will Howard. Conrad gets the better of that draw, but the puck does pop back out to neutral ice, where Conrad will come back and pick it up himself. Leading the team with 11 goals for the Moose. Finds Xander Anderson at the red line. He'll move it into the offensive end. Goes 5-hole, shoots, and what a beautiful move, but the puck just jerked a little bit too high over the left post. And now here's Ryder Gagnon fighting his way back, and he's pushed off his skates by Anderson, who's getting it done on both sides of the rink. And now we get a whistle as the puck goes up and out of play. And we'll get a face-off in the Moose's end. But Xander Anderson putting on a show there for a second.
Yeah, amazing dribbling down in Kenai's end there. It almost looked like he reared back for a shot, caught him a little off guard, and then just poked it between his legs so he get a clear shot at the goal.
Sneaking in between the wedge. Now with 9:46 to play, the Cardinals will send Will Howard to face off against Chase Ringler to the left of Ryder Lawton. Ringler comes away with the draw. Tosses one out to neutral ice. It goes off the stick of Levi Goff and all the way down behind the Kenai net. So icing. 11 seconds elapses, and we get another face-off once again to the left of the sophomore goaltender, Ryder Lawton.
Icing seems to be the popular move so far this game.
Yeah, we're trying to clear it out. It's the panic button. Icing is the panic button for hockey. Face-off, Hallam in for the Cardinals. Draw goes to the Moose as the puck squirts out to neutral ice. Picked up by Clayton Cooper and tossed in just off to the left of the goal. Hallam on the forecheck, as is Bridger Begich. Does a nice job. Mason Butler throws one through the slot. Cooper keeps it in at the point, and he'll chip it down in behind the goal line. Into the near corner in the Palmer zone, but a trio of Moose will take it away, led by Chase Ringler. He moves up the near wall, into the near circle, through the slot. Pass goes off, and it's knocked away by Evan Witt. It was bouncing toward his net. He was out of position, and he slapped it away. Now here come the Cardinals. A 2-on-2. Mason Butler looking for Begich. Begich a shot high over the net and off the glass. Clayton Cooper in to clean it up. And now a counterpunch from the Moose. A pass intended for Levi Goff. Overled. Goff shoots off the post. Now to the right wing, picked up by Parker Popowski. Bounces through the slot, and it'll be chipped down on the far wall into the Palmer zone as the Cardinals send fresh skates out.
What a series of events.
8:27 to play in the opening period. Cardinals trailing the Moose 1-0. Chase Ringler flips one from behind the blue line, and somehow that ends up in the armpit of Evan Witt. And he pulls the David Copperfield. Looked like he had it under his right armpit, and all of a sudden he's tossing it out of the catching glove. Little sleight of hand from the Kenai goalie. Put that in your back pocket if you can use that one. Cardinals win the face-off to the left of Witt. Puck out neutralized. Jackson Burnett for the Moose will pick it up there. He'll wrap it around to the near side in the Cardinal zone. Coming in is Levi Goff. They'll try and cut things off, but it goes out into neutral ice. Picked up there and tossed down in behind the net. Cardinals goalie Witt there to knock it into the far corner where we get a scrum for it. Loose puck, near circle. Nobody with control. And now here is Thomas Foster. A shot goes on net, circling around behind Ashton Johnson, but he loses it. Will Howard in the first line for the Cardinals, making some moves into the Moose zone. A wrist shot goes off the ledge behind the net, flips up high, comes landing down, and the Moose send it back out to neutral ice. And I believe their first line is going to come back out on the ice pretty soon here. Cardinals with the first and third line advantage. Here's Isaac Potton, move his way up the near side. Tosses a puck, knocked down by Lawton in the far corner in the Palmer zone. Near side for Joe Dement. Gagnon has it outside the near circle. Tries to toss it into the slot. Puck disrupted, comes away with it. High slot, he shoots. It goes off the shoulder of Lawton over the net to the far wall where Brett Goldsby will chop at it. Clayton Conrad takes control. Cardinals sending fresh skates out on the ice, trying to press their advantage in the offensive zone, but the Moose will clear it out. And we get a whistle as I believe the puck went off of a Cardinal on the bench. No, it's going to be a penalty against Kenai. Hooking against the freshman, Caden Jurdy. So power play coming for the Moose. Power play at 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Hooking against Caden Jurdy. Face off to the left of Witt, won by the Moose. Popowski throws it down in behind the Kenai net. Goldsby, though, gets it on the far side. Taken away by Levi Goff. Goff through the slot to Conrad. Spins away from Butler. Passes it down into the corner for Xander Anderson. Back to Conrad into the near circle. He shoots, and that one kicked away by Witt. Wraps around, kept around at the far corner by Popowski. He'll move it up the farboard side to Ringler. Ringler looking inside for Goff. Goff to the slot, and now chipped away and cleared out by the Cardinals. It'll go rolling down behind the Moose goal line, or it'll be chased down by Dominic Maya. Dominic Maya. 6 minutes to play in the opening period. Cardinals trailing the Moose 1-0 as Palmer on the power play brings it back into the Kenai zone. 1 minute to go in the Moose power play. Ringler moves in front of the net, and he's allowed free access. Nobody tries to stop him, and he gets an easy backhanded chip shot, but it's blocked by Evan Witt. And you can't give up easy looks like that. 5:48 to play in the opening period. 1 minute and 3 seconds left on the Palmer power play. It'll be Chase Ringler and Isaac Potton to the left of Witt. And Potton's going to be sent off. The Stars over in Soldotna have fallen behind 3-0 in the third period to the Crimson Bears. Here the Moose control the face-off. Up at the point, it's Dominic Maya. Wrist shot cut down by the Cardinals, and Ryder Gagnon will backhand it and clear it out. 48 seconds to go on the Moose power play. Lawton wrists one from his own net to Conrad at neutral ice. Goes cross ice for Xander Anderson into the far circle. circles down behind the Kenai net, backhands one into the slot. What a great look, but nobody was ready for it. And so it trickles back out to neutral ice. Maya will feed it back to Conrad. 5 minutes to play in the opening period. 22 seconds to go on the Palmer power play. Anderson across the blue line. Puck stalls out there, and it's stabbed back across the blue line by Potton. And with 14 seconds left in their power play, the Moose will regroup at neutral ice. Bringing it into the offensive zone. Levi Goff, a shot, goes off the flat board and caroms around to the near side. 2 seconds left in the power play. And both teams back to full strength. But Conrad has a shot cut off in the right in the slot. Cross ice pass intended for Will Howard. He overplays it, and sweeping in to take it away is Levi Goff. Back to neutral ice. Lily Langham turns one around and sends it up the far board side. For Potton, and the Cardinals are going to send some new skaters out. Bridger Begich coming on for Isaac Potton. A shot from the Moose goes on net, kicked away by Witt. Moose with it again. Another shot deflected by the defense. Lily Langham up and over into the far corner. A pass right through the crease, taken away by Begich. He'll go right to left, up the far wall, plays it into the far corner, spins there, looking for Gagnon in the slot. Nothing there, and he's harassed. Now the puck at the right circle. There's a shot, kicked away by Lawton. Not a lot of juice on that one. Would have been a good rebound, but the only Cardinal close was Hallam. There's a shot the other way by Dement as the Moose bring it back into the Cardinals zone. Back and forth we go. Punch, counter punch. Cardinals trailing 1-0 with 3.5 minutes to play in the opening period. Puck at the red line. Bridger Begich fighting for it. Now we got 3 Moose and 3 Cardinals. A big tie-up. Cardinals come away with it. Max Meese sends one out to neutral ice. Popowski and Lincoln Bosch will tag team to move it ahead. They get it into the offensive zone. Bosch keeps it in at the left wing. 3 minutes to play in the opening period. Cardinals trying to get the puck out of their own zone. Isaac Potton up the far side, hands it off to Mason Butler. He'll dump it down in behind the net. Chasing is Mason Butler, but the Moose are able to sneak it back out to center ice, where Ryder Gagnon will pick it up. And here comes a whole fresh set of skates for the Moose. Puck is in behind their net. 2 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the opening period. Cardinals trailing 1-0. Moose bring it across the goal line, or across the blue line. Puck is loose in the slot. And Will Howard takes it away in his own end. Behind his own net. One times the pass to Isaac Potton, but Popowski does a nice job keeping it in. He tries to fire a wrist shot, but that goes just wide of the net, and it'll be tapped back to the other end. Here comes Mason Butler tracing it down. Could have had a breakaway, but Lawton comes out of the net and taps it back to his own man, and the puck back to neutral ice and into the Kenai end. Caden Jurdy there to pick it up in the near corner, trying to get away from Colby Wessel. Freshman on freshman action there. Wessel. Now Jackson Burnett, the defenseman, with it. Puck behind the Kenai net. Goldsby, and a pass into the slot and flipped on goal, but saved by Witt. Jackson Burnett, the freshman defenseman, getting a shot on goal. With 1:49 to play in the opening period, Cardinals trail the Moose 1-0 on the Three Bears scoreboard. Face off to the left of Witt coming. It'll be Chase Ringler and Will Howard. Puck won by the Moose. There's Riley Swanson with it. Goes down low for Goff. Goff's pass to Ringler. Back to Goff in the near corner. Goff has the puck taken away by Schwinn. Schwinn hit hard, though, by Goff, and Conrad comes in, picks it up. Backhands one off the stick of Witt. Cardinals take it back. Here's Jurdy. Jurdy can't keep his skates underneath him. Oh, and a huge hit. A penalty coming. This is going to be against Cameron Schwinn. And the Moose will take their goalie off the ice and go for the man advantage. And this, I believe, will be roughing against Cameron Schwinn as he absolutely waylaid. Who was that?
I don't know, but I think both bodies were in the air at the same time.
Yeah, it was a hard hit. And that was Zane Anderson, the sophomore, younger brother of Xander Anderson. So Schwinn heads to the box with 1:09 to go in the opening period. So penalty coming at 13 minutes and 51 seconds. And I did not see if they called it. Did they call it roughing? I believe. Oh, okay. Charging was the call. So a charge against Cameron Schwinn, and they're going to call that one a 5-minute major. So this is a bit of a disaster for the Cardinals. And I think the reason they called that charging is because at that point Cameron didn't really seem to be attempting to make a play on the puck, and he also launched. And I think if we could go back and see the replay of it, what we would see is that he actually kind of leaned forward and launched himself into Zane Anderson, which when you have an official right in front of you, that's they're going to call that one pretty much every time. But this, not good for the Cardinals. They're going to have to play a man down for the final 1:09 of this first period. And then nearly 4 minutes of the second period will be a man down as well. And now, for those of you who don't know, a 5-minute major, the team that is on the power play can score as many goals as they can before and not lose the power play advantage. So they have 5 minutes, no matter what, of a man advantage. There's a shot on goal already. Puck picked up. Now to the right wing, spinning away is Conrad. Breaks the ankles off of Mason Butler. Conrad now down at the goal line looking for somebody in the slot. He'll take it himself, blocked away by Witt, and the Cardinals will clear it down to the other end. Puck goes down in behind the Palmer net, where Dominic Maya will pick it up. 37 seconds remaining in the opening period. 4.5 minutes to go on the power play for the Moose. Levi Goff moves it ahead, and offsides called as Ringler, for the second time in the first period, has been caught offsides. Coming up during the first intermission, it's the intermission report brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. Auto insurance, homeowners, life insurance, and investing opportunities with locations in Kenai and Soldotna. Face-off will be at neutral ice on the dot closest to us. And they'll whistle that one dead as the puck is slapped away a little too soon. We'll see which of the two face-off participants is sent away. That'll be Noah Hallam. So Mason Butler comes in with 28 seconds remaining in the opening period. Face-off goes to Ringler. Conrad will rip a shot off right past the blue line. Saved by Witt, and he will saucer it back the other way. And that should eat up the majority of the time left here in this first period. Now 13 seconds. Clayton Cooper swings and misses on a puck in his own end, and that turns into a giveaway. Chase Ringler almost gets a shot up, but the puck taken away, and with 3 seconds to go, we have a Cardinal laid out over against the boards in the far corner in his own end, and that is Clayton Cooper. And he comes back up, and it looks like he's going to be able to leave the ice under his own power. So not the first time Clayton has given us a little heart-stomping moment. During the Stars and Stripes tournament, he took a big hit and was down on the ice for, goodness, probably 5 or more minutes before he got back up. So, well, he ran into Xander Anderson. That's what happens. Anderson gave him a little tap there, says, hey, man, sorry, I'm just a big human being. So here is Chase Ringler with just under 4 seconds remaining in the opening period. Cardinals trailing the Moose 1-0. Ringler will face off against Noah Hallam to the right of Evan Witt. 4 minutes and 6 seconds. No, excuse me. 3 minutes and 54 seconds remaining on the 5-minute major against Cameron Schwinn. Hallam battles for the draw. Puck goes up to the blue line, and a shot is cut off by the defense in the slot. And that'll take us to the end of the first period. After one, the Cardinals trail the Moose 1-0. We'll be back with your intermission report brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock on ESPN 1140 AM, 96.9 FM, and streaming online at RadioKenai.com and Peninsula Live.
When trying to find a dentist, it can be challenging, and Ridgeway... pain-free dentistry and is family-friendly. Even if you don't have time to have multiple appointments, Ridgeway Family Dentistry can complete all your treatment in one easy visit. At Ridgeway Family Dentistry, they know how important it is to have a smile and know how that can change your life. For your next dental appointment, call Ridgeway Family Dentistry at 262-8404.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that or this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance, you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose a protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Hi, this is Christy Babcock, your local State Farm agent, still in Kenai, and now also at the Soldotna Y.
Well, the holidays are approaching fast, and we all know the best presents need no wrap. Family is complete, and you have been considering a vasectomy. This is the perfect gift. Dr. Alvarez can perform your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy in Soldotna. Quick, safe, comfortable, and our self-pay price is less than many deductibles. There's still plenty of time to give the gift of peace of mind. For more information or to schedule, call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, 907-235-1010. Put away the gift trap. Ho, ho, ho.
If you've been involved in an accident or had a catastrophic injury, negotiating with insurance companies on your own is insurance companies want to maximize their profits, and that means minimizing a fair and just resolution to you. They don't want to pay for your medical bills. They don't want to pay for your lost work. They don't want to pay for your pain. Expert insurance negotiators and adjusters will try to minimize your claim at every turn. It's important to have an attorney to get the recovery that you deserve. At Earhart, Elsner & Cooley, we can help you get that fair and true value.
Hello, I'm Marty Hansen, owner and manager of Eyewear Express. Let's talk about your money. Let's talk about getting up at 0 dark 30 to make a buck. Whether you're working in the hospital, one of our schools, or in the rain. And we promise the glasses we sell you mean as much to us as your money does to you. Eyewear Express will build you eyewear that are worth the money you use to pay for them. Expect the best from Eyewear Express, located in the Peninsula Center Mall, Soldotna.
The high school hockey intermission continues with State Farm agent Chrissy Babcock intermission report with highlight stats and game recaps. Let's return ringside with today's broadcast team.
Welcome back to Kenai Multi-Purpose Facility. Nick Sorrell here alongside Tucker Blau. Race Lee on the radio production crew back in our K-Beach studio. And for those of you watching online on YouTube at Peninsula Live, Keith Crawford, broadcast producer there, running the camera for us. It is the intermission report brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. Auto insurance, homeowners, life insurance, and investing opportunities. Call today, 907-283-7116 in Kenai, 907-262-4440 in Soldotna. Like a good neighbor, Christy and her team are there for you. Well, after one period of play, it's the Cardinals trailing the Moose by a score of 1-0. The Moose breaking through early in this one on a wrist shot by Parker Popowski from the blue line, taking advantage of a screen to put one past Evan Witt just inside the right post. And right now, that's the only difference in this one is the Popowski goal. Cardinals trail by that one goal. And really a first period that was kind of defined, I don't think the Cardinals played poorly. The Moose just really kind of did a good job controlling the puck.
Yeah, I think Kenai might be even fortunate to be only down by one because Palmer had plenty of great looks at the goal. And, Evan Witt had some excellent saves, but Palmer was just doing really well at keeping control of the puck, like you were saying. But Kenai managed to kill the power plays. Their one goal wasn't on a power play.
Right, it was on full strength. So one penalty kill by the Cardinals, and right now in the midst of a second penalty kill, they have, according to the scoreboard, 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining on that power play. But it's a 5-minute major on a charging call against against Cameron Schwinn. And so the Cardinals will have to kill 3 minutes and 50 seconds of that penalty. And since it's a major, the Moose can score as many times as they want and maintain the man advantage. So the Cardinals are really going to have to do work. But that's kind of the thing about the 5-minute majors, is that obviously you never want to be on the receiving end of the man disadvantage. You want to be a man up. But if you can weather the storm on a 5-minute major, a man down, and not give up a single goal, it has that galvanizing effect. It kind of lights a fire, and a lot of times you'll see teams coming off of killing 5 consecutive minutes of penalty without giving up a goal, with a little bit of pep in their step. And so it has that. Same thing as like killing a penalty where you're 2 men down, where you're 5 on 3 or 3 on 5. So if you can weather that storm, has a good effect. Here's your first period shots and saves, brought to you by 3T Detail, your defense against a dirty vehicle. You can find them on Facebook or call 907-252-3960. Julie and her team over at 3T Detail in North Kenai do an amazing job detailing vehicles. I took my wife's over there, and it looks like, and I'm not even joking, no hyperbole, it looks like a brand new vehicle after they finished it, worth every penny. 3T Detail, sponsor of Shots and Saves. Well, in the opening period, the Cardinals got outshot 14-3. So the Moose, 14 shots on goal. Evan Witt right now keeping the Cardinals in this game with 13 first period saves. Ryder Lawton, the sophomore for the Moose, getting the call tonight over the junior Kai Curl. Ryder Lawton, 3 saves on 3 Cardinals shots. So you don't have to be a mathematician to figure out that if you're getting outshot 14-3, that's really not sustainable. Eventually, it's going to go against you. And the Cardinals, despite giving up the early goal, have done a good job of staying in this game. They're just going to need to start generating some offense. Any thoughts on that?
No, you're absolutely right.
So one other thing that I'll point out here before we take a break is the one moment where I think the Cardinals really started to generate some offense, and I think this is where they're going to have to do it, is if they can create those mismatches. And since they're the home team and they get last change, they should have that opportunity where they can try and get their first line of Howard, Gagnon, and Potton out onto the ice against like the third line for Palmer. Now, if you don't know what last change is, if you're the home team, when there's a stoppage of play, like after an offsides, the referees will stop and they'll signal to each bench if they want to send fresh players out onto the ice. And if you're the home team, you get the last change. So the referee turns to the visiting team, do you want to change players? And they say, no, we don't. And we're going to leave our third line out there. So then as the home team, you go, yeah, we want to change. We're going to put our first line out there. If the Cardinals and Coach Steve Hallam can maybe try and create some mismatches, putting their first line against a lesser line like the third line for Palmer, I think that's where the Cardinals can get that advantage, because we saw it in the first period. There was a period of about a minute where the Cardinals had that advantage, and even they were trying to press it. They were trying to keep the puck in the offensive end and not allow the Moose to change skaters, and the Cardinals were sending new skaters out, but the Moose flipped one back into the Cardinals' end, and that ended that threat. But I think that's going to be the Cardinals' best chance going into the second period here. That is your intermission report, brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. When we come back, second period action right here on ESPN Radio.
When you own
color, Missy Gray, Mountain Gray, or Greyhound Gray.
What about windscreen gray?
home insurance can feel like it has gray area too. That's why State Farm has local agents to help you choose the right coverage for your needs. So get out of the gray.
Let's just go red.
And help protect your home with a good neighbor.
Hi, this is Christy Babcock, your local State Farm agent, still in Kenai, and now also at the Soldotna Y.
This holiday season, Soldotna Professional Pharmacy wants to say thank you for trusting us with your family's health. As your locally owned hometown pharmacy, we're proud to care for our friends and neighbors with compassion and genuine concerns. Whether you need prescriptions filled, immunizations for the season, or answers to everyday health questions, we're here for you right when you need us. So from our family at Soldotna Pharmacy to yours, may your holidays be healthy, happy, and bright. Soldotna Pharmacy, your health, your neighbors, your hometown. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Exciting news from Odyssey Family Practice.
They're proud to welcome Sarah Kirka, physician assistant, to the team. She's now accepting new patients. Sarah's passionate about helping Alaskans feel their best through weight loss, hormone replacement, and vitality care. Because up here, staying strong and energized matters. So whether you're chasing grandkids, snow machines, or just better health, call 907-313-4569 and visit Odyssey Family Practice today.
For years, Morgan Seal has proudly supported local sports, vocational programs, and community activities because a strong community starts with strong support. They're cheering on all our local teams and athletes this season. Good luck out there. For all your steel and metal needs, Morgan Steel has you covered with a full range of products and expert service. Plus, their partnership with Central Welding supplies ensures top quality materials you can trust. Call 907-283-7136. Morgan Steel, building Alaska strong.
Want to play golf? Use the gift card. How about the arcade? Use the gift card. Italian soda or pretzel? Use the gift card. Gift cards for any amount, for any occasion. Who needs the gift card? Who doesn't need the gift card?
Something just implemented e-gift cards. Perfect for relatives living outside. Oh, and be sure to check out their new VR room.
With many discounts and deals, you can save some dough. Bring the whole family. Come on, let's go. Head into Jumpin' Junction. There's so much to see. Fun is good, and laughter is free. Picture this, a number in your hand. Hold faith 5 minutes. A voice crackles through the overhead speaker.
Now serving B47 at window 11.
Oh, that's my number. Wait, is that window even open? No.
You've entered the DMV, a place where time stands still and paperwork spreads like a creeping ball. Now picture yourself at 8 Express tags, saddles, and registrations in Montana. No one. Go to fast, local service, AK Express.
Well, the holidays are approaching fast, and we all know the best presents need no wrapping. If your family is complete and you have been considering a vasectomy, this is the perfect gift. Dr. Alvarez can perform your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy. It's safe, comfortable, and our self-pay price is simple. There's still plenty of time for the gift of peace of mind. For more information or to schedule, call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, 907-235-1010, and put away the gift wrap. Oh, ho, ho.
Winter roads can be brutal, but your drive doesn't have to be. Alaska Bolt & Chain helps drive together with quality winter tire chains built to handle Alaska's toughest conditions. Whether it's ice, snow, or slush, they carry the perfect fit for any vehicle, giving Alaskans the traction they need to keep moving. Don't get stuck. Get traction you can trust. Call 907-262-7980 or visit Alaska Bolt & Chain on the Spur Highway in Soldotna. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Who would you call if your vehicle broke down? If you just had an accident or just spun off into the ditch? You might be able to think right now, but in the moment, it might be hard. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to add this name and number to your phone in case of emergency. Okay, are you ready? It's Genwar. That's Jenwar, Towing and Recovery, 394-6068. That number again is 394-6068. Available 24 hours a day. Genwar Towing and Recovery. Make sure it's in your phone.
Join the club. Bear Bucks is our 3 bear. Of $50 or more every time you shop. Plus, enjoy hundreds of digital coupons and exclusive offers right at your fingertips through the 3 Bears Alaska app. Download the app from the App Store or Google Play. Sign up and start earning rewards. Holiday specials are coming your way, so join the club today. Save more, earn more, and make every trip to 3 Bears even better with Bear Bucks.
Welcome back to the Kenai Multi-Purpose Facility. We head to the second period between the Cardinals and the Palmer Moose. We will swap sides of the ice. The Cardinals in their white jerseys with the red and black trim. They'll skate left to right here in the second. The Moose in the blue with the white trim and the white numbers. They'll skate right to left. Here comes your Floor Ever opening face-off. Your hometown flooring professionals located off East Pompey on K Beach Road. You can reach them at 907-260-9270. Cardinals trailing by a goal with 15 minutes on the clock to start the second period, and they have 3 minutes and 50 seconds of major penalty power play to kill, while Cameron Schwinn will sit out some time in the Hoosgow. With your second period play-by-play, here's Tucker Blau.
Thank you, Coach Nick. Like you said, both teams taking the field, getting ready to go here. Swin with 3:50 left in the penalty box. And both teams headed back to their dugouts now. Starting lineup staying on the ice, getting ready for opening face, for not opening face-off, but face-off start the second period here.
Moose sending their first line out there. Keep your eye this period on Xander Anderson, the senior defenseman. We saw him get fancy with some moves in that first period, had a couple good scoring chances. Going to be Gagnon at center to start this one for the Cardinals.
Chase Ringler wins the faceoff, slaps it back to Xander Anderson, who flicks it up the middle. It's going to go all the way down to the Cardinals' end where they take control. He's going to clear it all the way down to Palmer's end behind the goal.
So clearing it out. Palmer's going to try and set up something offensively here and camp out in the Kenai zone.
And now Maya has control in his defensive end here. Dribbles it, slaps it up into the neutral zone. Across to Xander Anderson. He's going to have a shot at the goal here, and he flicks it. Looks like it was covered up by Evan Witt. Excellent save. Xander Anderson had a great look at the goal.
Yeah, we said to watch out for him, and there he goes. The Moose had a 3-on-2. Anderson wove his way kind of around that defensive wedge, caught the Cardinals defenseman on their heels. A little backhanded shot that was eaten up by Witt. So Witt keeping the Cardinals right in this one, trailing by a goal.
Excellent passing by Palmer, too. Now Anderson has control, fighting for it, and he's going to get it off to his own teammate. Now Maya keeping it in the offensive zone. Anderson back with control all the way across the ice to his teammate. Palmer controlling it. Maya back at the blue line, still keeping it in the offensive line. Chase Ringler had a chance for a one-timer, but he couldn't get his stick on it. Passes it back to Maya, who loses it, and it's going to go all the way back to Palmer's end where
Will Howard has a chance here for a little short-handed action.
But Palmer goalie Ryder Lawton was able to knock it out of the way. And now another chance for Noah Hallam, but blocked. Now Hallam again tries to get a shot off at the goal, but knocked away by Ryder Lawton. Now Howard loses it to Palmer behind the goal. Chase Ringler bringing it back to the neutral zone, gets it into his offensive territory. He might look at the goal here, and it's knocked away by Evan Witt.
2 minutes left in the power play for the Moose.
And Palmer Moose still controlling it in their offensive zone. Xander Anderson behind Kenai's net. Tries to flick it up into the middle, and it's knocked in. Blocked by Evan Witt, though. That would be
Levi Goff.
Levi Goff had a shot on the goal. Excellent pass right into the middle there from Xander Anderson. But
Goff had a fantastic look at it. Just kind of misfired on the one-timer and didn't get really great contact, and so it ended up more of like a fluttering shot than a line drive. Easy for Witt.
And now Palmer comes away from the faceoff behind the goal. And that would be the second line. I don't know their names. Palmer controlling the puck.
Popowski
has it. Still keeping it in the offensive zone is Palmer. But they lose it. It's going to trickle all the way back to Kenai's zone. Palmer controlling it now in the neutral zone. Bringing it up into the offensive zone. Loses the puck. Knocked away by Kenai's Gagnon. Or Goldsby, rather. Now flicked all the way across. It's going to wrap around all the way into the neutral zone where number 88 for Palmer will take control. Cross pass. Palmer trying to figure out. Now they got it into their offensive zone and a flick towards the goal, but nice block by Evan Witt once again.
Jonah Engelbrecht, the sophomore forward, been moved, it looks like, to the second line. He started on the first line, but as the game has gone on, Coach Zach Richards has made an adjustment here. He's moved Engelbrecht to that second line, or at least on the power play here. That's where he's at, and created a lot of scoring opportunities right there.
Now Palmer's first line back on the ice. Anderson and Ringler. And Palmer comes away with it. 1 minute left in the power play for Palmer. Maya flicks it up the middle, kept into the offensive zone. Now number 17 for Palmer's dribbling with keeping it away from Kenai. Now he might have a look at the goal here. Flicked and knocked away by Evan Witt. Now Xander Anderson controlling the puck. Flicks it back to Maya. Across the offensive zone where Chase Ringler corrals it, looking for a look at the goal, but can't get anything. It's knocked away by Lily Langham. Now another shot at the goal. Pass right up the middle, but nobody was there to knock it in. Right through the crease. Now Chase Ringler with another look at the goal, right into the chest of Evan Witt, who makes a nice block.
The Cardinals are 19 seconds away now from killing 5-minute major power play. And what a shot in the arm this would be for this Cardinals team, who is really looking to get their season turned around. Starting the season 2-7-1, but conference play tonight starting, and this would be great for them.
Not to say Palmer hasn't had their opportunities, though.
No, plenty.
Now Palmer once again in the offensive zone, trying to make a last-minute advantage of this power play here. Chase Ringler's going to come away with it right behind the goal, wrapping around towards the near side of the ice. Fighting for it at the wall on the boards.
And both teams back to full strength. Here comes Schwinn, a 2-on-1.
And now Butler with a chance at the goal, and it's going to be knocked away by Maya. I thought he might have an opportunity at the goal there, but
I think they're going to whistle. Too many men on the ice for the Cardinals. So they got caught substituting somebody coming off the bench, and the official said they had 6 men on the ice, which is unfortunate because that would have created a huge advantage for them. They would have had a 3-on-1, and so this is going to turn into another penalty as Cameron Schwinn is going to head straight back to the box.
Just when they're back to full strength, too.
Oh, that's brutal. So face-off will be to the left of Witt, and the Cardinals are going to remain a man down.
So there's going to be a face-off, as he said, to the left of Witt. It's going to be Chase Ringler versus a Cardinal to be determined. It looks like it's going to be number 27, which would be Noah Hallam. Puck is going to be flicked all the way back into the neutral zone, into Palmer's end, where Dominic Maya takes control over it. And now Chase Ringler dribbling through the offensive zone. He might have a look at the goal. No, he curls it around, passes it across, and the shot on the goal, but it's wide. Now Chase Ringler again with the puck. Passes it back to Dominic Maya. And Maya passes it up to
Conrad.
Conrad, that's who that is. And he's going to try to get a shot off at the goal, but blocked by Witt, who is perfectly in position. And the puck is going to get cleared all the way back to Palmer's end, where Maya is going to corral it behind the goal line.
Cardinals doing a great job of keeping this power play. Now they get a takeaway in the defensive end or the offensive end.
Butler had a chance at maybe getting a shot off at the goal, wide open goal, but couldn't catch up to the puck. Now Palmer again. Maya bringing it through the neutral zone. He's going to leave it up to Conrad. Flicks it up in the middle to Chase Ringler, who's got the puck.
Oh,
makes a shot, but it's off the post. He had an excellent look at the goal there. Now Butler comes away with it. He's going to bring it through the neutral zone and flicks it all the way up into Palmer's end, where Hallam and are off to the races. They're battling for it on the board now.
45 seconds left in the
power play. Now Chase Ringler comes away with it, bringing it through the neutral zone into the offensive zone. He's going to look for Conrad, who's got to look at the goal, but just wide. Great pass, but couldn't get anything off. Now another shot on goal by number 4.
Oh. Xander Anderson puts it in.
Did the puck snuck in there?
Yeah, Evan Witt. It popped up, and he knocked it down with his chest, and he reached down, and before he could grab it, Anderson just swiped it and put it in. So the Moose do finally break through on a power play goal. And it makes sense. You start off a period with 6 minutes of power play. Goodness.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of people right in front of the net there. I couldn't really see what happened, but
goal at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Xander Anderson on the goal.
Now Howard and Conrad facing off. Puck goes to Lily Langham, who passes up to Potton, and now Howard has control in Palmer's end. He's going to try to get a snapshot at the goal, but it's off the side net. Now Schwinn takes control finally out of the penalty box in the neutral zone. Tries to flick it up to Potton, but it's taken away by Palmer. Potton controlling it in the neutral zone, passes it back to Howard, Schwinn, who flicks it all the way up. It's going to go all the way to Palmer's end. And it's going to be picked up by Palmer. Conrad. And now curling back behind Palmer's net, where Palmer's going to pick it up, but it's taken away by Will Howard. And now Palmer takes it away again. Nope, back to Schwinn in the middle. Tries to flick it towards the goal, but it goes behind, and now Palmer will take control of again behind the goal. Now Conrad.
Oh, nice
controls puck. Excellent move to get it by Schwinn there. And he's going to have a look at the goal, but knocked away by Witt again. Now Palmer's going to control it again, still in their offensive zone. Conrad looking for a pass up the middle. Nobody was there. Knocked away by Evan Witt. Puck curling back behind the goal, where Schwinn will take control of it. Curls it around to Begich. Begich dribbling through their defensive zone, gets it off to Lily Langham and tries to get a cross pass to Schwinn, who corrals the puck but loses it to Palmer. Palmer tries to clear it. Lily Langham corrals it in her defensive zone. And now Begich and Wessel fighting for it and the puck is going to get cleared back, picked up by Butler, who's now bringing it through the neutral zone into Palmer territory, and he tries to get a shot off at the goal, but a glove save by Lawton.
7 minutes and 39 seconds remaining on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard. The Cardinals now trail the Moose 2-0 after the Xander Anderson power play goal at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. That was an unassisted goal by Anderson.
Now Noah Hallam is going to win the faceoff, but Palmer takes control quickly. Now picked up by Butler. Now the puck just kind of dribbling towards Kenai's net, but thankfully a Kenai player got there first. Now the pass up to Palmer's got had a puck right in front of the net, wasn't able to get a shot off. Now Noah Hallam has control, brings it into his offensive zone. Butler has a shot on goal, but it's wide. And now Butler again goes off of Palmer's skate. Doesn't get close to the net. And Kenai trying to keep it out of their defensive zone, but Palmer takes control. That's going to be Xander Anderson dribbling it right in front of the net, and he had a great look at the goal. Looks like it was knocked away by Witt, though.
Anderson was right there, and boy, did he look sharp. He taps up Witt a little bit after that one. The net came off the moorings, and that's actually because Anderson tried to go glove side on Witt, and Witt was savvy to it and got the stick out there, knocked the puck away, and then Anderson went skates first into that left post and knocked the net off the moorings. 6:53 remaining in the second period. Cardinals trailing 2-0.
The way Anderson's been able to dribble through the Cardinals players, it's almost as if they're not there.
Yeah,
it's
he's
been ridiculous.
Smooth as butter.
Now Ringler and Howard facing off in the neutral zone. Howard comes away with it, passes it back to Cooper, who cross passes it, and now Palmer's going to come away with it in the middle, right in front of the puck, right in front of the net, and it's kicked by Ringler. Tried to get a soccer goal there. Knocked away by Evan Witt, though. And now Kenai's Goldsby crowds it, tries to wrap it behind the net, but it's taken away by Palmer. Chase Ringler flicks it back towards the goal, where Palmer will come away with it, looking for a middle pass, but it's taken away by Goldsby again. Now Chase Ringler with a nice no-look behind the back pass, but cut off by Kenai. Now the puck is wrapped back again behind the goal, where Kenai will take control of it. Pass up the middle to Howard. Howard's going to come away with it.
3-on-2.
Neutral zone. It's going to be 3-on-2. And he tries to get a snapshot off the goal, but off the shin guards of Chase Ringler, who's now battling for it in the corner. Palmer's going to come away with it, dribbling through the neutral zone, knocked away by Caden Jurdy. Jurdy comes away with it in the defensive zone now. Now gets it by Chase Ringler, coming into the offensive zone, and he's just going to clear it up back behind the net, where Palmer will take control of the puck. Chase Ringler now flicks it up to number 21, who's driving it through the neutral zone into the offensive zone, tries to get a middling pass. Nobody there to knock it into the net. And Kenai will take control again. Flicked up to Caden Jurdy, who flicks it, clears it all the way back to Palmer's end, and that's
they wave off icing.
Not going to be icing.
Yeah,
and
they're going to say that Lincoln Bosch had a chance to get a stick on it, and the Moose are going to get a 2-on-2.
And now Conrad up in the middle. Can't get a stick on it. Puck was right there in front of the net. And now the puck is cleared back into the neutral zone and plays blown.
Penalty coming against the Cardinals. It's going to be tripping against Clayton Cooper, and the Cardinals cannot stay at full strength this period. Penalty at 9 minutes and 54 seconds.
Seems like it's been the whole game.
Exactly. Coming up during the second intermission, it's the Intermission Report brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. Auto insurance, homeowners life insurance, and investing opportunities with locations in Kenai and Soldotna.
Potton versus Ringler at the faceoff. It's going to go all the way back to Dominic Maya, who whiffs, and the puck is going to trickle all the way back to Palmer's goal, where Lawton will pass it off to Maya again. Ringler now with a chance, but misses, and the ball is going to be taken away by Potton, who clears it back behind Palmer's goal, where Mayo will take control of the puck, flicks it up to number 21, who flicks it across. Great pass, but knocked away by Potton. Chase Ringler now, driving towards the puck, driving towards the goal, and he gets knocked down in a tangle of players. And now Palmer will come away with control again, dribbling behind the puck. He's going to pass it up the middle to Dominic Maya. Maya, who tries to get a shot off on the goal, and it snuck through. And Witt, none too happy.
Witt screened again. That's the second time this game. He's been beat by a screen, and you can't fault him for that. Clayton Conrad on the assist. Goal at 10 minutes and 36 seconds, and the Moose now lead 3-0. Their second power play goal of the period.
Once again, there was 3 or 4 players right in front of Evan Witt. Just couldn't have an unobstructed view of the puck, and it just snuck through them all and right into the left edge of the net there.
Clayton Conrad leads the team with 11 goals for the Moose, but he has not gotten a goal tonight, but he does have 2 assists. So doing a great job leading the team. 4:24 remaining in the second period. Cardinals now trail the Moose 3-0.
Now a face-off between Hallam and, we don't have number 51 on the roster. Oh yeah, we do. It's Foster, Thomas Foster. And Palmer fighting for it. A couple players on the ice, but Kenai's going to come away with it. Butler trying to keep it away from Palmer. And Palmer, number 26, kind of stole it and shot it in the same movement, but Evan Witt able to knock it away. And plays blown dead.
And now we get roughing called. And if this is against Kenai, they're in major trouble. Yep, there we go. So it's going to be roughing. And this is against Mason Butler. Cardinals cannot stay out of the penalty box this period. That penalty at 10 minutes and 58 seconds. Their third of the period. So self-inflicted wounds for the Cardinals. If you want to get a conference win on a night like this, you got to get out of your own way.
Now I've got Will Howard versus Chase Ringler to the left of Witt. Looks like Witt has exchanging some words with the umpire there. Face-off is gonna, the ref. Face-off is gonna go to Palmer. Dominic Maya controlling it in his offensive zone, passes it up to Chase Ringler. Ringler with a cross-ice pass right into the middle, and the puck is right in front of the goal. Everybody there, did the puck sneak in? I do not believe so.
Levi Goff got about 3 stabs at it. It was right in the crease. Witt went full split, and Goff was just jabbing, trying to get the puck in under a leg pad somewhere. Couldn't get it through.
Now Goldsby's going to come away with it behind the net, passes it over to Meese, but Conrad's going to take it away, flicks it over to Chase Ringler. Chase Ringler looking for somebody open the middle. Instead, he just goes for the goal, knocked off of Evan Witt and off the post.
Did they say that was a goal?
That should...
that looked like it went off both posts to me.
Looked like it went off the left bar to me as well.
Yeah, so I don't know why we get the stoppage of play. I'm a little confused about this one. We go out to neutral ice, so...
So there'll be a face-off on the Kenai side of neutral ice. Howard versus Ringler. Puck's gonna trickle back to Maya. Now Xander Anderson takes control. Flicks it up to Chase Ringler, bringing it into his offensive zone. He's gonna go for a shot off goal and deflected off Witt and up above the goal. And another stoppage of play as the puck goes out of play.
3:22 left in the second period. The Moose have scored 2 power play goals this frame. They lead the Cardinals 3-0. Kenai, though, familiar territory. They trailed 3-0 to the Moose the last time they played about this time of the game.
Now Xander Anderson controlling it to the right of Witt. Passes up the middle with Chase Ringler, who has it now behind the net. Clayton Conrad flicks it up to Chase Ringler, who's going to look for the goal, but it's taken away by Schwinn. Schwinn now controlling the puck, flicks it all the way back up to neutral ice and clears it all the way down to Palmer's end, where it's actually going to go on goal. Lawton flicks it up to Dominic Maya. Maya to Ringler. Ringler now behind the goal line, flicks it back to Maya. Maya, nice pass all the way up to Goff. Goff dribbling through the offensive zone, taken away by Schwinn. And now Schwinn wraps it all the way back around the goal. Big hit on Schwinn at the fence.
This is going to be a penalty against Levi Goff. I think they're going to get him hit with a cross check as he took no roughing. He put Schwinn into the corner of the boards over there very hard. So this will make it 4-on-4 for a little bit.
Palmer's first penalty of the game, correct?
Correct. Penalty at 12 minutes and 21 seconds.
Face-off is going to be to the left of Ryder Lawton. And face-off's going to go to Palmer. Flicked all the way back to the neutral zone. Schwinn takes control. He's going to pass across to Lily Langham, but it's a little ahead of her, and Chase Ringler is going to take control. And now this puck is cleared all the way back to Kenai's end. That's going to be icing on Palmer.
So Cardinals here, they don't have a man advantage, but they are, for the first time this game, getting a look at 4 men on the ice for the Moose. And I think they really need to take advantage here. With last change, let's see who they send out. So Coach Hallam is going to send out, looks like, his second line.
We've got Jurdy versus Ringler in the face-off to the left of Lawton. It's going to go to Palmer. Clayton Conrad dribbling into his offensive zone. Chase Ringler looked like he might be open up the middle, but he loses an edge, falls. Clayton Conrad still with the puck, makes a nice move, still controlling the puck, doing an excellent job keeping it away from Kenai. Now Chase Ringler comes away with it, dribbling it up through the middle, taken away by Begich. Begich through the neutral zone, passes it up to Howard, but Howard missed it. It's going to go all the way down behind Palmer's goal line.
So the penalty now, just the Cardinals with the power play advantage for about a minute.
Now Clayton Conrad has a chance for a breakaway. Howard comes up from behind, and it's Chase Ringler who has an open shot and sneaks it by Evan Witt on the breakaway.
So adding insult to injury for the Cardinals, they now fall behind 4-0, and that goal, a shorthanded goal for the Moose at 13 minutes and 21 seconds. Cardinals will still have the power play. Chase Ringler unassisted, but there was just a massive missed opportunity for the Cardinals there. They had Will Howard coming out of the penalty box, and he was wide open for a breakaway pass, and Begich just did not see him.
Now Palmer takes control on Kenai's end, flicks it towards the net, knocked away by Evan Witt. Now Howard driving through the neutral zone. He's going to dribble it up and flick it back to Gagnon, who goes for a middling pass. And Kenai, there's a Kenai player there, not able to get a stick on it though. Now Schwinn, not able to get it into the offensive zone. Puck trickles back into the neutral zone, flicked back, cleared to Kenai's end. Evan takes control of it.
25 seconds remaining, or 19 seconds rather, in the power play. Cardinals, I don't think they've managed even a single shot on goal with this man advantage.
Now Palmer takes control again. Cleared all the way back to Kenai's end. And icing's waved off. Evan Witt takes control again.
That's going to kill the power play. So with just over 30 seconds left in the period, the Cardinals find themselves back full strength against a full-strength Moose team.
Now Palmer trying to corral the puck on their own end, but it's taken away by Gagnon, who goes for a pass up the middle. No Cardinals there, though. Now Palmer again, bringing it through his defensive zone. Kicked up into the neutral zone. Butler's had a chance at it, sneaks through, and Xander Anderson takes control, bringing it into his offensive territory. He's going to look at a shot in the middle, but knocked aside by Witt, and nothing happened.
Witt does a good job sitting on it, and with just over 6 seconds remaining in the second period, Cardinals are going to limp their way into this second intermission and they're going to have some real soul searching to do in the warming room, or the locker room, if you will, as we head to the second intermission.
6.2 seconds left on the clock. We're going to have Jurdy versus Chase Ringler to the left of Evan Witt. Palmer's going to come away with the puck. No, Kenai takes it away. Hallam, and that will do it for the second period.
After 2 periods of play, the Cardinals face a real uphill battle as we go into the second intermission. They trail the Moose 4-0 in Kenai. Up next, it's the State Farm agent Christy Babcock intermission report on ESPN 1140 AM, 96.9 FM, and streaming worldwide at RadioKenai.com.
When trying to find a dentist, it can be state-of-the-art facility offering you pain-free dentistry and is family-friendly. Even if you don't have time to have multiple appointments, Ridgeway Family Dentistry can complete all your treatment in one easy visit. At Ridgeway Family Dentistry, they know how important it is to have a smile and know how that can change your life. For your next dental appointment, call Ridgeway Family Dentistry at 262-8404.
Let's face it, renter's insurance isn't top of mind until, well, it's top of mind. That's why it can be important as a renter to make sure you have the coverage you need at a price you can afford, because you've worked hard for your stuff, right? Your local State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right renter's insurance that best fits your needs without the headache. Let's start helping protect your stuff with renter's insurance from State Farm today.
Hi, this is Christy Babcock, your local State Farm agent, still in Kenai, and now also at the Soldotna Y.
Well, the holidays are approaching fast, and we all know the best presents need no wrapping. If your family is complete and you have been considering a vasectomy, this is the perfect gift. Dr. Alvarez can perform your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy in Homer or Soldotna. It's quick, safe, comfortable, and our self-pay price is less than many deductibles. There's still plenty of time to give the gift of peace of mind. For more information or to schedule, call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, 907-235-1010, and put away the gift wrap. Ho, ho, ho.
The working man's Lord, we got what you're looking for.
It's getting chilly out there, and Sweeney's Clothing has... Clearance footwear for the whole family is 40 to 50% off. That's huge savings on boots, shoes, and more. Need something new? All regular footwear is 15% off too. Sweeney's Clothing in Soldotna, your workwear and outerwear headquarters for the whole family.
The high school hockey intermission continues with State Farm agent Chrissy Babcock intermission report with highlight stats and game recaps. Let's return rinkside with today's broadcast team.
Welcome back to the Kenai Multi-Purpose Facility. Nick Sorrell here alongside Tucker Blau. As we head into the second intermission, it's the intermission report brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. Auto insurance, homeowners, life insurance, and investing opportunities. Call today. 907-283-7116 in Kenai, 907-262-4440 in Soldotna. Like a good neighbor, Christy and her team are there for you. Well, after 2 periods of play, the Cardinals find themselves in a precarious position, trailing the Moose 4-0. Largely, I don't want to say largely, definitely some self-inflicted wounds in the sense that the Cardinals spent the majority of the second period locked up in the brig over here for a naughty play, but they did a great job to open up the period. They had 3 minutes and 50 seconds of Palmer Moose power play to kill, and it was a 5-minute major, so those can go very sideways on you very quickly, and the Cardinals did a great job. They killed that entire 3 minutes and 50 seconds of penalty, and then if I were to be critical of any officiating, this would probably be the one spot where I was a little bit maybe a little bit of a ticky-tacky call here where the Cardinals had the chance for a 3-on-1 with Will Howard coming off the bench right out of the box, and they whistle it dead and they call it too many men on the ice because Cameron Schwinn was going from the penalty box to the bench, which you can send a player out onto the ice while your player is going from the penalty box to the bench. And so you are allowed to do that. But they whistled it for too many men on the ice, which I thought was unfortunate because that could have been arguably the best scoring chance the Cardinals had all game, and that would have come when they were only down by a single goal. So potentially a game-tying scoring opportunity lost by that too many men on the ice call. But in sports, you can't blame the officials. You have to rally. You have to show mental toughness. And if there's one thing I can really say positive about this Palmer team, is it is every year, Palmer is always one of the most mentally tough teams I see in hockey. It's those Valley teams. They really show mental toughness, Wasilla and Palmer especially, but I feel like few teams show more mental toughness than the Palmer Moose. And so that's one thing you have to compete and contend against when you play Palmer is you might knock them down, but they don't stay down. And if they knock you down, they're not going to let you get back up easily. So, and that's really what's kind of happened here tonight. So the Cardinals have taken their licks, and in the third period, they're going to have their work cut out for them. They're really going to need to press their advantage. Right now, they're being outshot 35-6 or 35-8 through 2 periods of play. And on that note, here's your second period shots and saves brought to you by 3T Detail. Your defense against a dirty vehicle. You can find them on Facebook. Your hometown auto professional detailer. Paint correction, protection, ceramic coating, full interior and exterior detailing. 907-252-3960. That's where you can reach them. In the second period, 5 shots on goal for the Cardinals, 5 saves for Ryder Lawton. And the Moose, 21 shots on goal, 18 saves for Evan Witt for a 2-period total of 35 shots on goal for the Moose, 31 saves for Evan Witt. So the first goal of the second period for the Moose coming at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, an unassisted goal by Xander Anderson on that too many men on the ice power play. So the Cardinals serving time for having too many men right after they had killed that 5-minute major. And it really felt like you saw in their body language, the wind just went out of their sails at that point. Then they turn around and a tripping call against Clayton Cooper turns into a power play goal for Dominic Maya, assisted by Clayton Conrad. And then the Cardinals actually get a power play when it was 4-on-4 after a roughing call against Levi Goff. And then the Cardinals had a man advantage, but they gave up a shorthanded goal to Chase Ringler, who now is tied for his team lead in goals scored with 11. So that's how we get here. Cardinals in a bit of a hole as we head to the third period. Last game they played the Moose to open up the season, they trailed 3-0 with about 10 minutes to go in the game, and they came all the way back and tied it. So can the Cardinals find a little bit of magic? They scored the last time they were here on this rink. They were playing Eagle River. They were down by a goal, and they tied it with 2 seconds remaining in the game. So here at the Kenai Multi-Purpose Facility, there's a little bit of magic always in the arena, and we'll see if the Cardinals can tap into it here in the third period when we come back. You're listening to High School Hockey on ESPN Radio and watching on Peninsula Live.
Some things in life can be tricky, like learning to play an instrument, tying a knot in a balloon. I'll make it easier to understand so you can protect your family's future. Your local agent can help you look at your options and choose the coverage you need to protect the people you love.
Hi, this is Christy Babcock, your local State Farm agent, still in Kenai, and now also at the Soldotna Y.
Upstairs at Beeman's talking with Steve. Steve, all the great things upstairs.
Oh, we have a lot of great things upstairs, Matt. This year we are well set on our stock of cross-country skis. We also have lots of active wear and outdoor clothing, hats and socks, gloves and mitts. We stock Sport Hill and Swix and Kind, and also cool clothing. We have snowshoes, we wax and tune snowboards, and we have fat tire bikes too.
Find it all upstairs at Beeman's, located on the Kenai Spur Highway in Soldotna.
It's store-wide savings this week at IGA Country Foods. Pick up USDA T-bone steaks for just $6.99 a pound and USDA Choice Top Sirloin Steak for only $5.99 a pound. Fresh pork sirloin roast, just $1.99 a pound. And Alaska grown potatoes, 5-pound bags, only $3.99. Grab Doritos or Lay's chips, 2 for $4. And crisp apples for $1.29 a pound. Juicy oranges, sweet pears, and organic grown veggies starting at just $2.89 each. Plus Alaska grown carrots, 5-pound bags, only $4.99 at IGA Country Foods. Winter in Alaska, where hockey pucks fly faster than your truck warms up. If one of those pucks, or maybe an icy driveway, takes out a tooth, don't worry. Gentle Dental in Soldotna can handle it. From chips and cracks to cleanings and crowns, they'll keep your smile in the game. They're local, friendly, and accepting new patients now. So skate on in or call 907-262-8834. Gentle Dental, keeping Alaskan smiles shining no matter how hard winter hits.
Are you looking for a trusted healthcare provider for your whole family? Central Peninsula Family Practice and Pediatrics has you covered. From newborn checkups to senior care and everything in between, our friendly providers deliver person-centered care tailored to your needs. With 2 convenient locations in Kenai and Soldotna, we're here to help you stay healthy at every age and stage of life. Now accepting walk-ins and same-day appointments. Learn more at cpgh.org or call 907-714-4111 today.
Whoa, was that Santa landing on the roof?
Nope. That's your shock saying Merry Christmas, we're done.
I thought those just made the ride smoother.
They actually do help your tires grip the road. Really important on these icy holiday roads.
Dan's Automotive offers diagnostics for shocks and struts. Located next to Napa in Soldotna. Call 907-420-0416. Dan's Automotive, helping your sleigh stay on the road this winter.
Are you a high school junior or senior who wants to get a head start on your college career? KPC's Jumpstart program is for you. Thanks to the Kenai Peninsula Borough, students who participate in the Jumpstart program save $161 per college credit up to their first 30 credits. Call 907-262-0330. Again, 907-262-0330 for more information.
Hey folks, when's the last time that you serviced your trailer? Don't wait till it's too late. Head over to White Spruce Trailer on Cave Beach Road and get your annual service done right. From bearing repacks to full inspections, they do it all. Even bodywork, electrical, welding, and more. Don't want to do it yourself? You don't have to. Visit White Spruce Trailer Sales on Cave Beach Road, your one-stop shop for trailer sales, service, and repairs. Check them out on Facebook or at whitespruce.com. White Spruce Trailer Sales, where your trailer gets treated right.
White Spruce Trailer Sales, whitespruce.com.
With all the rain falling on top of the snow, we're in for some icy conditions out there. Everyone, please drive carefully and take it slow. Your safety comes first. Dam Construction and Roofing is here to help keep your property safer this winter with their reliable sanding services. Perfect for driveways, walkways, and business lots during these slick conditions. Give them a call, 907-262-3996, or visit dambuild.com to learn more. From Drew and everybody at Dam Construction and Roofing, Merry Christmas. Stay safe out there.
When you've been involved in an accident or suffered at the hands of someone else's negligence, we can help you assess whether you need an attorney and whether we can add value to your case. This is a small community, and we want to make sure that our community members are taken care of. We offer free consults to help you determine what insurances might be available to provide a full fair recovery for you and whether we can add value to your case. Call us at Earhart, Elsner, and Cooley to schedule a free consult. 7-283-2876.
Hello, I'm Marty Hansen, owner and manager of Iowa Express. Have you ever bought new glasses for your little darling and they're lost or twisted to figure 8 before you even get home or take that first picture? Well, if you got them at Iowa Express, we'll replace the frame for free. Let me say that again. If they lose or break the frame, we'll replace it for free. So relax and expect the best from Iowa Express in the Peninsula Center Mall, Soldotna. 609199.
This holiday season, Soldotna Professional Pharmacy wants to thank you for trusting family's health. As your locally owned hometown pharmacy, we're proud to care for our friends and neighbors with compassion and genuine concern. Whether you need prescriptions filled, immunizations for the season, or answers to everyday health questions, we're here for you right when you need us. So from our family at Soldotna Pharmacy to yours, may your holiday be healthy, happy, and bright. Soldotna Pharmacy, your health, your neighbors, your hometown. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Hey neighbors, good news from Odyssey Family Practice. Megan Stanley is now here full-time and accepting new patients. She's passionate about preventative care and women's health. At Odyssey, healthcare is personal. Your provider knows you, listens, and treats you like more than just a number. That's Megan. Call 907-313-4569 to get her today. 313-4569. Odyssey Family Practice.
For years, Morgan Steel has proudly supported local sports, vocational programs, and community activities because a strong community starts with strong support. They're cheering on all our local teams and athletes this season. Good luck out there. For all your steel and metal needs, Morgan Steel has you covered with a full range of products and expert service. Plus, their partnership with Central Welding Supplies ensures top-quality materials you can trust. Call 907-283-7136. Morgan Steel, building Alaska strong.
Looking for the ultimate birthday party spot? Come to Jumpin' Junction on K Beach Road. The family fun zone. Wild and their bounce houses glow through the blacklight mini golf, hit up the arcade and the VR games, and chow down at the snack bar. They make birthdays easy. You bring the kids, they bring the fun. Check out their party packages and book now at jumpinjunctionak.com. Unwrap the fun only at Jumpin' Junction on K Beach Road. 907-420-0566. Jumpin' Junction, where there's fun.
This on Hope fading by the minute. A voice crackles through the overhead speaker.
Now serving B47 and window 11.
Oh, that's my number. Wait, is that window even open? No.
You've entered the DMV, a place where time stands still and paperwork spreads like a creeping fall. Now picture yourself at AK Express tags, titles, and registrations in Sylvania. No line. Windows. Just fast, local service, AK Express.
Welcome back to the Kenai Multi-Purpose Facility. Nick Sorrell alongside Tucker Blau. We head to the third period. Cardinals with some work to do. They trail the Moose by a score of 4-0 after 2 periods of play. Kenai will take control back of the right side of the rink, where they will skate right to left in the third period. They're wearing the white jerseys with the red and black trim and the black numbers. The Moose wearing the blue jerseys with the white trim and the white numbers. Palmer scoring 3 goals, none of them full-strength goals in the second period. A power play goal at 5 minutes and 30 seconds by Xander Anderson. Another power play goal by Dominic Maya at 10:36. That was assisted by Clayton Conrad. He has 2 points tonight, both on assists. And at 13:21, a shorthanded goal by Chase Ringler. Cardinals, although they didn't light up the scoreboard with goals, they did light it up with penalties. They have 5 through 2 periods. Hooking, charging, too many men on the ice, tripping and roughing. And we had a shout out tonight here. It is Noah Hallam's birthday. So a senior for the Kenai Cardinals, son of Coach Steve Hallam. Noah's happy birthday today. That coming obviously from his dad and his teammates, but also from his mom, who's watching the broadcast from down in Colorado. So happy birthday to Noah on a special night. 18 years old, I'm going to assume, 17 or 18. Face-off at neutral ice, your Floor Ever opening face-off, brought to you by Floor Ever, your hometown flooring professionals, located off East Poppy on K Beach Road, 907-260-9270. Moose control the puck off the draw. They get it back into their own end. Cardinals rip off a shot. That was Will Howard, but it pulls it just wide. Puck taken back by Levi Goff, and he'll advance it into neutral ice. Picked up there by Jonah Engelbrecht. Engelbrecht will play it up the near board side, but the Cardinals get it back in their own end. Zips a pass up to Isaac Potton, and Potton from the red line will dump it down in, and the Cardinals will chase it, led by Ryder Gagnon. Moose take the puck away. Gagnon to steal. He shoots and he scores! Cardinals on the board. Ryder Gagnon beats Ryder Lawton glove side, and the Cardinals now trail 3-1.
Looked like Palmer attempted a pass up the middle, and Gagnon just cut right into almost on the crease, intercepted it, and was able to put it in the goal.
Always a dangerous thing to do in the defensive end is pass the puck from any corner through your own slot. So 42 seconds into the third period, and the Cardinals are back within 3 on the Ryder Gagnon goal. The ensuing face-off, controlled by the Moose. Cardinals take it away. Here's Butler with the look. He shoots, and that one knocked down by Lawton back behind the net. Puck bounces up, shot off the outside of the post. Noah Hallam trying to score and put one in on his birthday. Cardinals coming out firing in the third period. Not even 2 minutes in, and they've already got almost matched their game total for shots. Here's Clayton Conrad. Moves it ahead, looking for Joe Demet, the defenseman. And that puck will trickle up the nearboard side. Cardinals get it back. Nice tape-to-tape pass. Here's Begich, dumps it off the right wing for Mason Butler. Butler back for Goldsby. Goldsby banks it off the midboard down to Begich behind the net. Begich in the corner. Up to the blue line. Just sneaks across, and the Cardinals are going to have to tag up. Goldsby couldn't quite keep it in. 13 minutes and 17 seconds to play in the third period. Cardinals have come out throwing haymakers. The Moose come back the other way and flip one on goal, a save by Evan Witt.
As we pointed out before, last time these two teams faced off, Kenai went into the third period down 3-0, came back. This time they're saying, 3-0, that's something. 4-0. That would be impressive.
How can we top our 3-0 comeback? Let's make it a 4-0 comeback. Face off to the right of Witt, controlled by Jurdy. Puck in the far corner. Up to Maya at the left wing. He'll shoot. That one knocked down. A rebound. But Goff can't connect, and the net goes off the moorings. Goff was right there. And at this level, I feel like a lot of goals are left on the table when you have players that just don't quite connect on those second chances. The one-timers, the rebounds. That's where the goals are at. You get the goalie out of position, and that's where you can really pound one in. But right there, you saw Levi Goff couldn't quite connect. So we'll get another face-off to the right of Witt as they get the net put back in place. 12 minutes and 57 seconds to go in the game. Cardinals trail the Palmer Moose 4-1. Ringler and Jurdy on the draw. They spin around the puck. Xander Anderson backhands one off the flat board from the blue line. Schwinn sweeps in, cut off by Ringler. Jurdy and Schwinn fighting Ringler for the puck behind their own net, and then Goff sweeps in and takes it away. And we get a whistle. High stick. I don't think this is going to be it is a penalty variety. So the Cardinals are going to get a power play as Chase Ringler heads to the box for high sticking. Penalty at 2 minutes and 21 seconds into the third period.
Believe it or not, Ringler did not look too pleased with the call and was giving the ump some words as he headed to the penalty box.
It's nice to see some penalties going both ways. 12 minutes and 30 seconds remaining as the Cardinals power play wins. The Moose chip it out to neutral ice where Will Howard will pick it up. Potton up the far board side, backhands a pass into the far circle, looking for Howard. Howard gets it back to Potton. Midboard, hands it off to Howard, and the Cardinals will set up. Howard at the right wing, down to Potton. Potton looking back for Howard, but the one touch is not very strong, and it's cut off and taken away by Ashton Johnson. Johnson goes back the other way and fires a shot on Witt. And the Cardinals had a great setup there for an offensive possession on the power play, and that pass from Potton just had no gas. Easy for Johnson to pick that one off. 12:07 remaining in the third period. Minute 25 to go in the Cardinals power play. Face off in the Kenai zone to the right of Witt. Howard winning that. And Potton will play it in his own corner, near side. Backhands it. It goes off the outside of the can. And Schwinn will have to get it up to Hallam, who misplays it, and it's taken away by Jonah Engelbrecht. And Engelbrecht will wrap it around the Kenai end. Here's Howard, cross-ice pass, looking for Potton, but that one a little too hot, overleads him. Potton ends up offsides. He'll have to tag up, and the Cardinals back it up into their own end. Under a minute to go in the power play, 11 minutes and 30 seconds in the third period. Cardinals trail by 3. Will Howard will bring it into the offensive end. Weaves, right circle, shot kicked away by Lawton. Howard, though, picks it up against the midboard. Down to Potton. Potton along the goal line. Looking into the slot. He had Hallam there, but the puck bounced up over the stick, and now a 2-on-1 for the Moose back the other way. Conrad cut off by a back-checking Schwinn. Bounces it off the farm board back up to Potton. Potton across the blue line, and he loses the puck, and the Cardinals will just have to dump it down in and tag up. With 15 seconds to go in their power play, the Moose control it. Jurdy snags one out of the air, drops it to himself, and a battle for it at the blue line. Gagnon, who had the goal a moment ago, sends it back the other way. And the penalty comes to a middling end, and the Cardinals still trail 4-1. Ringler back out on the ice. Cardinals get control of the puck, neutral ice. Butler gets across the blue line, and a hit from behind on Butler from Ringler. As the puck caroms back to neutral ice, Goldsby with it. Cross to Lily Langham. She'll be cut off by Ringler. He takes it away and flips one. They'll wave off icing as this one trickles into the near corner in the Kenai zone. 10 minutes to play in the third period. Cardinals had a goal almost immediately this period. Have had a couple chances since then, but they had a penalty that didn't come to anything, and the Moose have done a relatively good job of just keeping the Cardinals off their game. Here is Ashton Johnson, the freshman, up the far board side into the Kenai zone, hands it off to Ringler outside the far circle. Ringler loses the puck as he overskates, and the Cardinals chip it back out to center ice, where it'll be grabbed by Riley Swanson. Goldsby underleads Begich. Begich, though, cycles, gets it back to himself, takes it into the Palmer zone, backhands a pass, looking for Butler in the circle on the far side. That one cut off by Johnson. He'll move it ahead. There's a shot. Knocked down and a rebound. Thomas Foster on the shot attempt. Another shot for the Moose. Goes wide of the net on the near side. Pass into the high slot. Shot cut off. Another shot. Two. One saved. Two. Three saved by Witt. Jackson Burnett, like a bee, stinging over and over, trying to get the puck between the leg pads of Witt. But Witt stonewalling him time and again. 9 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the third period. Cardinals need to get something going here. Faceoff will be on the catching glove side of Witt in the right end. Thomas Foster and Will Howard. So here we go. This is the advantage the Cardinals are looking for. They've got their first line on the ice against the third line of the Moose. Cameron Schwinn fighting for it behind his own net. Schwinn being harassed by Ashton Johnson, the freshman, showing some real grit. Puck now in the near corner. Comes up Xander Anderson at the right wing. He has his shot deflected off of Will Howard. Another one goes wide, and we get a whistle and a stoppage of play. The net not on the moorings.
Kenai needs to get some of that energy they had coming right out of the gate into this period.
Yeah, they were showing a lot of fight coming right out of the locker room. Both teams at full strength with 8 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the third period. Cardinals trail 4-1 on the Three Bears scoreboard. Anderson controls the puck off the draw. Moves it down, pass into the low slot. Goes off the stick of Colby Wessel and caroms over to the left wing and poked out to neutral ice. Dominic Maya will have to back it up to the defensive end. Potton coming in. Steals it away, but then Clayton Conrad is right there to take it back. Conrad skating away from a pair of Cardinals, takes it through his own crease, but manages to get loose with it. Conrad has it from Xander Anderson, brings it into the offensive zone. Puck goes to the far corner, off the stick of Cameron Schwinn, who played the man and not the puck. And now the puck's just pinned up against the wall, and we have a penalty coming against the Cardinals. And they'll get a man advantage as they'll back it up and take it in their own end, but Cardinals take it away at the red line. So this should be a penalty, I believe, on Schwinn. We'll see who they send. No, it's going to be Isaac Potton for roughing. Oh, wait, we're going to see here. And it looks like it's going to be Will Howard. So penalty at 6 minutes and 18 seconds.
Not exactly what the Cardinals were looking for.
Not at all. That penalty will mark their 6th of the game. They now we're getting a conversation with Coach Hallam and the officials I think wanting a little further explanation on that. And a timeout called by Palmer. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll step aside. We'll be right back here with 7:42 to go in the third period. A power play coming up for the Moose. They lead the Cardinals 4-1 in Kenai. You're listening on ESPN Radio.
Winter roads can be brutal, but your drive doesn't have to be. Alaska Bolt & Chain helps drivers hold it together with quality winter tire chains built to handle Alaska's toughest conditions. Whether it's ice, snow, or slush, they carry the perfect fit for any vehicle, giving Alaskans the confidence and traction they need to keep moving. Don't get stuck. Get tracked to 30. To 5 p.m.
The working man's Lord, we got what you're looking for.
It's getting chilly out there, and Sweeney's Clothing has you covered. Right now, hats, socks, and gloves are 20% off just in time for the season. Clearance footwear for the whole family is 40 to 50% off. That's huge savings on boots, shoes, and more. New, all regular footwear is 15% off too. Sweeney's Clothing in Sylvania, your workwear and outerwear headquarters for the whole family.
It's not the same.
Coming out of the timeout, it'll be a man advantage for the Palmer Moose. Kenai on the penalty kill once again, trailing Palmer 4-1 with 7:42 remaining in the third period. Face off to the right of Witt, won by the Cardinals. Hallam will clear it out, and he'll send a top spinning all the way back to the other end, and that'll eat up about 15 seconds of penalty. And the puck goes up and out of play. And we'll get another stoppage with 7:26 to go in the third. 1:44 remaining in the third period. Wherever you may be and however you may be tuning into tonight's broadcast, thank you for making KSRM Radio Group hockey part of your evening. Face off at center ice. Contested. Moose move it into the Cardinals zone. Here's Ringler into the low slot. And he's muscled off the puck, and now we get Witt and Ringler into the Kenai net. Cardinals, a 3-on-3 back the other way. A shot rifled and a goal for Isaac Potton! Isaac Potton wrist shot from the blue line. Wow!
That was well behind the blue line as well.
Isaac Potton trying to just kill some time. And he banks it in off the post. And the Cardinals have cut the lead in half after trailing 4-0. That goal at 6 minutes and 54 seconds
Shorthanded
into the
as
third
well.
period. Shorthanded, yes.
Too bad shorthanded goal doesn't take your guy out of the box.
Lets him come back in. 7:54. I got to make a correction. 7:54. Oh, did they wave off the goal? Let's see here. We've got scoreboard still says 4-1. And I believe they waved off that goal. I am definitely going to need an explanation of that. The entire Kenai bench just totally confused as to how that is not a goal. I do not understand. I think they're going to say there was a player offside. Oh, and the Cardinals just cannot catch a break on their own ice. Here come the Moose controlling it. Xander Anderson goes barreling right into Evan Witt as he tries to get a shot off. Witt able to get the leg pad out and block it, and Witt looks banged up. Xander Anderson slow to get up as well. Witt got twisted up awkwardly as he and Anderson went down into that net for the second time in about a minute. And here comes Coach Langham.
Somebody broke a skate.
For the Moose, or Coach Langham, excuse me, for the Cardinals out to check on Witt. Anderson, team captain, is going to have to be helped off the ice. His skate broke. He's got two players assisting him, Goff and Conrad.
Anderson's got blood running down his face.
So we have some blood. We've got Evan Witt still down. And what a flurry of activity, and not a great way for it to end. I'm still completely confused. I have no real idea how the Isaac Potton goal was waved off. We'll step aside while Evan Witt is tended to, still down on the ice. So we'll wish him the best. You're listening to high school hockey. Cardinals trailing the Moose 4-1 in the third period on ESPN Radio and Peninsula Live.
Head start on your college career? KPC's Jumpstart program is for you. Thanks to the Kenai Peninsula Boroughs, students who participate in the Jumpstart program save $161 per college credit up to their first 30 credits. Call 907-262-0330. Again, 907-262-0330 for more information.
Welcome back to the Kenai Multi-Purpose Facility. Nick Sorrell alongside Tucker Blau. So we got a lot to unpack here. After the collision in the goal, Evan Witt has been able to come off the ice. He did not come off under his own power. He was assisted by a couple players, and he appeared to be favoring that right leg. The one that got twisted up underneath him after the collision was Xander Anderson. Well, in the meantime, the head coach for the Palmer Moose, Zach Richards, was very hot about something and ultimately received a bench minor. So now we have Jackson Burnett, freshman for the Moose, serving a 2-minute bench minor, and we will have 4-on-4 hockey for 1 minute and 5 seconds, and then the Cardinals will have 55 seconds of a man advantage. But then that wasn't enough. Coach Richards really wanted to push the case and was ultimately given a coach misconduct and ejected from the game. So with 6 minutes and 42 seconds to play, we get 4-on-4. Cardinals take the puck at neutral ice. Schwinn, terrible pass taken away by Ringler. Ringler's shot kicked away by Brzezinski, who has taken over duties for Witt. Hallam loses his stick. Puck in the near corner. A high stick almost catches the official in the face. Potton, the takeaway. He'll go, cut off by the wedge, and he'll move into the Palmer zone. Squeaks past a couple hits, hands the puck off to Hallam. Hallam, wrist shot, deflected wide right of the net off the stick of Potton, and the Moose take it back. A pass intended for Goff is underled. Lily Langham will rifle it down and wrap it to the far corner in the the Palmer zone. Ringler ahead of steam up the far board side, picks it up, fires a shot, but that one knocked down by Brett Goldsby. Goldsby behind his own net, tries to wrap it around, but that goes right to Ringler. Ringler's pass to the slot is picked up by Goff. Now Popowski outside the far circle. Popowski gets tangled up, and Jurdy's going to be hit with a penalty here right as the Cardinals expires. A shot on goal and a save. And this is going to be another hooking call, I believe, against Caden Jurdy. We'll see who they send to the box. I think the last one to realize that this is a hooking call is Jurdy. And now he finally figures it out. So right as the Cardinals 4 seconds into their man advantage, it's back to 4-on-4. Penalty at 9 minutes and 22 seconds. That is the second hooking call of the game against Jurdy. Face off to the right of Brzezinski, won by the Moose. Conrad tries to fire a shot from the high slot. That one goes off a defenseman into the far corner. Howard will bang it off the wall, and it's going to be picked up by Gagnon. Gagnon up the near side, fires a shot from outside the blue line, kicked away by Lawton. And now 5 minutes to go, 24 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4, and then it'll be about a minute of power play for the Moose. Bringing it up the far board side is the defenseman Riley Swanson. Into the far circle, he'll shoot, but it's wide left. And it wraps all the way around, picked up at neutral ice by Lincoln Bosch. Puck spins back into the Kenai zone. Cross ice pass intended for Gagnon, cut off by Clayton Conrad. Conrad weaving through traffic, has the puck finally stripped away by the Cardinals, and a shot rifled, and Cooper takes a huge hit. And a puck sneaks through Clayton Cooper. Somehow, that bouncing, flipping, twisting, rolling puck lazily went through the legs of Ryder Lawton, and the Cardinals end up with a shorthanded goal. Unbelievable. 10 minutes and 24 seconds into the third period.
It looked like Lawton went up for the glove sleeve, just missed it. It went to the ground right below him. He just couldn't find it, and it was just slowly trickling towards the goal, and it went right between his legs. Never found the puck.
So Clayton Cooper fired that shot from near the red line right as he got hit hard, and then I believe it was one of the defensemen for the Moose tried to grab it out of the air. It tipped off their glove and ended up trickling on goal and going through the 5-hole of Ryder Lawton. Ringler controlling the puck off the ensuing faceoff. Gets a shot off, but pushes it wide right. Now Conrad from the point, shoots, but that hits his own man. Now here comes Ryder Gagnon. Ryder Gagnon right to left, makes a move, another move, double deke, he shoots, kicked away by Lawton. Cardinals almost pulling within a goal. Here's Dominic Maia with it behind his own net. Cardinals playing with some life out of the midst of what has really been bedlam, and this is icing against the Moose, who are on a power play right now. That Clayton Cooper goal is going to go in the books as a shorthanded goal because the penalty had just expired against, that was, who was that? Jackson Burnett serving time for the Moose. Face off in the Palmer zone. Bangs off a stick and goes into the near corner. It's Riley Swanson with it. He'll play it up the far board side. Cardinals cut it off. Here's Mason Butler playing a man down. 9 seconds to go in the power play. A move by Butler in through the slot, but he's cut off by a trio of Moose. And a pass deflected in the defensive end for Palmer. Both teams back to full strength. Cardinals now trail 4-2. 3.5 minutes to play. And an offsides call. Colby Wessel took the pass, but he was, I believe, just a skosh past the blue line. Cardinals are going to get last change here, so we'll see who they send out on the ice. This is not the first line for the Moose, so the Cardinals do have their first line out there. So an advantage, Cardinals, and they're going to need to press it and not play conservatively. Pass ahead to Gagnon, goes off his stick. They wave off icing as it goes in behind the Palmer net. And the Moose trying not to give it away in their own zone. Langham almost overskates it, manages to play it off the far board side. Potton hands it off to Will Howard. And the Moose will get some first line skates out on the ice. Potton takes a pass at the right wing, pulls up, throws a shot wide of the net into the far corner. Near corner, rather. Gagnon back to the right wing for Schwinn. Schwinn, wrist shot, bounces through traffic and scooped up by Ryder Lawton. 2 minutes and 46 seconds to play in the third period. And a penalty coming. This is going to be roughing. Roughing against Joe Dement, the Palmer sophomore, a senior, excuse me, at 12 minutes and 14 seconds. So a power play coming for the Cardinals. The first true power play they've had this entire game.
They just called a timeout.
And the Cardinals call a timeout. They'll have to figure some things out. We'll step aside. Back in 30 seconds right here on ESPN Radio.
Picture this, a number in your hand, hope fading by the minute.
Window 11.
Oh, that's my number. Wait, is that window even open? No.
You've entered the DMV, a place where time stands still and paperwork spreads like a creeping fall. Now picture yourself at AK Express Tax, Titles, and Registrations in Soldotna. No lines, no disappearing windows, just fast, local service AK Express.
Welcome back to high school hockey. It's the Kenai Cardinals and the Palmer Moose. And I do have to make a correction. My apologies. I have been saying ESPN Radio all night, but we are not on ESPN 1140. We are on KKISS 96.5. So if you have been on KKISS going, what changed? I thought I was on 96.5. You were in the right place. I was not. 2 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock. Power play advantage Cardinals. Face off to Potton outside the right circle. Wrist shot off the post! Schwinn picks it up. Here's Howard. As we get a tangle of bodies, Schwinn picks it up. Back to Potton outside the circle. Another wrist shot. This one just inside and off the flat board. Maya trying to clear it out, but Howard comes away with it. Up to Schwinn at the left wing. Back down to Howard. Howard, Schwinn at the point. Schwinn, lazy wrist shot right into the center mass of Lawton, who gets another save. Ryder Lawton really being tested right now. Really for the first time this game, I think. With 2 minutes and 18 seconds, a goal here brings the Cardinals back within one after trailing by 4 to start the third period. Face off to the left of Lawton, cleared out by the Moose. And Berzanski will pick it up and hand it off to Schwinn.
Cards doing a better job this power play, keeping it in their offensive zone so far, until just now, obviously. But.
Pass intended for Hallam under lead, and he'll play it back to Schwinn. Schwinn misfires. Howard. And again, Bad touches by the Cardinals as their power play dwindles down to about 60 seconds. Gagnon has his pass cut off by Ashton Johnson. Butler with it. Or no, excuse me, that's Potton. Now Howard, back to Potton. That's a nice touch. Potton will bring it into the offensive zone with 45 seconds remaining in the power play. Cut off by Ringler in the far corner, but sweeping in to pick it up is Howard. Howard looking for a man at the point, and Schwinn can't keep it in at the blue line. So the Cardinals will tag up. Schwinn bringing it across, but the Moose take it away, and they throw that one off the heater above the Cardinals bench. And I don't know if we find anything metaphorical about that, but we'll just say it's not ominous in any way. 1:14 to play in the third period. Cardinals with 25 seconds of power play, and they've pulled Brzezinski. They trail by 2. So they're going to have a 6-on-4 advantage for 25 seconds. It'll be Hallam. There's a wrist shot from Potton, but he misfires. A puck goes skittering all the way back the other way. Cooper's going to have to race in and try and get the puck picked back up. Potton has it. Now Hallam. 1 minute to play. Cardinals an empty net. They trail by 2. Butler will bring it across the blue line. Through traffic. Butler into the crease. But it's cut off and taken away. And the Moose back the other way, and they just missed the empty net. But here comes Levi Goff, and he will pick up the loose puck and get the empty net goal. And that will put this one on ice as the Moose take a 5-2 lead in what has been bedlam of a third period. Goal coming at 14 minutes and 17 seconds. An empty net goal by Levi Goff, who our Peninsula Live producer Keith Crawford makes the point here. I think that Goff got his own rebound. I think he sent that one down the other way and picked it up off the flat board. So Goff, the empty net goal. Now 30 seconds remaining in the third period. The Moose are going to move to 3-0 in conference play. Here's Jurdy with a takeaway. Racing it into the offensive end, and a penalty coming. Hooking, and this is going to be against the Moose, but really a penalty of futility as we are down to the very end. And now some extra pushing and shoving, and that looks like a real cheap shot on Caden Jurdy, and this is going to be game misconduct or roughing, something like that, coming against Dominic Maya. Unfortunate to see that happening this late in the game, especially with the game really pretty much wrapped up at this point. Cardinals trailing, so 2 penalties. 14 minutes and 37 seconds is when these are both going to be in the books. The first one is a hooking penalty against Chase Ringler. And the second is against Dominic Maya. And now real confusion. The officials frustrated as they're trying. Cardinals have an empty net, so they'll be 6-on-3 with 23 seconds to play. Howard, a shot right off the face-off, but a nice save by Ryder Lawton. Cardinals control it. Puck goes rolling past the blue line. And that will do it for this one as the clock ticks down under 10 seconds. Jurdy takes a hit from Ashton Johnson. And that takes us to the end of the game. An ugly end to a game that I think raised a lot of questions. But either way, the Cardinals could not survive a second period flurry from the Moose, who score 3 times in that second period, 2 power play goals and a shorthanded goal. They tack on an empty netter in the third, and your final score is 5-2 in favor of the Palmer Moose. We'll be right back with your Peninsula Community Health Services postgame show. It's high school hockey on KKISS 96.5.
I'm feeling under the weather today.
You can call PCHS and schedule a same-day appointment.
What's that?
A same-day appointment is when you call ahead to get scheduled, fill out your registration paperwork, and see a provider all in one day.
Will my insurance pay for it?
PCHS takes most insurance plans, but if you're not sure, you can call and talk to one of their patient eligibility coordinators.
That sounds great. What's their number?
907-262-3119.
I'll call them now.
Peninsula Community Health Services. Healthcare for all.
Well, the holidays are approaching fast, and we all know the best presents need no wrapping. If your family is healthy and you have been considering a vasectomy, this is the perfect gift. Dr. Alvarez can perform your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy in Homer or Soldotna. It's quick, safe, comfortable, and our self-pay price is less than many deductibles. There's still plenty of time to give the gift of peace of mind. For more information or to schedule, call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, 907-235-1010, and put away the gift trap. Ho, ho, ho.
Now, it's time for the Peninsula Community Health Services post-game show with game recaps and post-game interviews. Let's return ringside.
Welcome back to the Kenai Multi-Purpose Facility. Nick Sorrell alongside Tucker Blau. Your final score in this one is 5-2. The Cardinals fall in their first conference game of the 2025-26 season to the Palmer Moose. You're on KKIS 96.5, and it is your Peninsula Community Health Services postgame show. Peninsula Community Health Services supporting your health, offering medical, dental, eye care, and behavioral health services. You can visit them online at pchsak.org, or you can call 907-262-3119 and schedule an appointment today. In the third period, the Cardinals come out swinging. They pick up a goal unassisted by Ryder Gagnon at 42 seconds, and really, they came out just throwing haymakers. Like, they were ready to play in the third period, and I kind of wish we could see that fire from the Cardinals a little sooner in these games. Every one of them, it seems like they're falling behind conservative play and really not taking advantage of offensive opportunities. I'd like to see them pushing the pace like they were in the third period a little more in the first and second periods. They got outshot 35-8 through those first two periods. They evened things out in the third period, 11 shots on goal for each team in that third. But the third period really kind of seemed to go off the rails. We had that big collision between Xander Anderson and Evan Witt right in the net. Xander Anderson comes off the ice with blood coming off his face. A skate is broken. Witt down on the ice for multiple minutes. Zach Richards, the head coach for the Moose, gets a bench minor, and then he's ejected from the game. It was real pandemonium, and the officials kind of almost lost control of the game there for just a minute, but seemed like they were able to get it back just a little bit. Then a little bit of ugliness at the end of the game, which I really hate to see, with some dirty shots right at the end. But either way, the Moose, they tack on that empty net goal from Levi Goff at the end to make it 5-2, and that is your final score. Your shots and saves for the game total brought to you by 3T Detail, your defense against a dirty vehicle. You can find them on Facebook or call 907-252-3960. In the third period, the Cardinals had 11 shots on goal, 9 saves for the sophomore Ryder Lawton for a three-period total of 19 shots on goal for the Cardinals, 17 saves for Lawton, and then 11 shots on goal for the Moose. 11 saves for the Cardinals, 2 goaltenders, 8 saves for Witt, 3 for Brzezinski, and then the extra shot on goal for the Moose was the empty netter that, of course, made it 5-2. So that's kind of how this one shook up. Any final thoughts on this one, Tucker?
Well, I think the first two periods were definitely defined by penalties on Kenai. It seemed like the whole first two periods were played on power play for Palmer, and that resulted in 4 goals, I believe, right?
Yeah, it did. So their penalty disparity was very great through the first 2 periods. It was 5 penalties against the Cardinals and just 1 against the Moose. But even still, though, that 1 penalty against the Moose came at the same time as a Cardinals penalty. So there was a 4-on-4. And then right as the Cardinals went to the man advantage, they picked up another penalty and made it 4-on-4. Once again, in the third period, though, 2 penalties for the Cardinals, and it ended up being essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against the Moose. But those were a bench misconduct and a minor and a coach misconduct and an ejection. So none of those really even translated so much into a man advantage for the Cardinals. But that's how this one ended up. We'll take a quick break here on the Peninsula Community Health Services postgame show. When we come back, it'll be your Pizza Boys player of the game. You're listening to high school hockey right here on KKISS 96.5.
Is your little one meeting all their motor milestones? If not, PCHS can help. We offer pediatric physical therapy provided by our experienced group of therapists. We serve patients from birth all the way through adulthood. If your child is experiencing pain and mobility issues are holding them back, our providers will help them feel stronger, move better, and meet their goals.
Proud to sponsor today's Player of the Game, which honors local athletes from Kenai, Soldotna, McKiskey, and across the Kenai Peninsula. Pizza Boys is your local destination for stone-baked pizzas, fresh pasta, and so much more. We create authentic, hand-tossed pizzas daily, made to order with fresh, quality ingredients that are sure to make your mouth water. Our full-service dining room and takeout options are ready to satisfy all your cravings. Dine in, take out, or have it delivered by calling 260-4800. Pizza Boys.
Welcome back to high school hockey. It is the Peninsula Community Health Services postgame show. Nick Sorrell alongside Tucker Blau. Time for your Pizza Boys player of the game. Today's player of the game will receive a certificate for a pepperoni pizza from Soldotna Pizza Boys. For pickup or delivery, call 907-260-4800. Soldotna Pizza Boys sponsoring the player of the game, 907-260-4800. Tonight's player of the game is going to go to Clayton Cooper. Clayton Cooper, the freshman, picking up a goal on a real interesting goal. One where he, I think, was trying to just dump the puck into the offensive end, and it was tapped by a Palmer player with their glove, and then it bounced and flipped and rolled, and Ryder Lawton just wasn't quite ready for it, I think, and it fooled him and rolled right between his legs, and Clayton Cooper picks up his first goal of the season. So congratulations, Cooper. You're tonight's Pizza Boys player of the game. Make sure you swing by your school office in the coming week and pick up your certificate for a pepperoni pizza at Soldotna Pizza Boys. One more time, your Pizza Boys player of the game is Clayton Cooper. That's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. One more time, your final score. Cardinals fall in their first conference game of the season to the Palmer Moose by a final score of 5-2. Make sure to check RadioKenai.com for the listings for upcoming games. We will be back here again tomorrow night when the Cardinals take on the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears. That game will also be on KKISS 96.5, and the Soldotna Stars will be playing the Palmer Moose over at the Soldotna Regional Sports Complex. That game will be at 5:45. Bob Bird will have the call on that one. I'll be right here on this one between the Crimson Bears and the Cardinals. For the Cardinals, for Keith Crawford on the Peninsula Live camera operation, for Race Lee back in our K-Beach studio, for Tucker Blau right here next to me, and the Kenai Cardinals, I'm Nick Sorrell saying good night and God bless.
Hockey, the 20